Hello, everybody. How is it going? My name is not Matty G. I am not an isolation station. We do not have those in Florida. My name is Aaron Knoll, and Matty unfortunately isn't with us at the moment. Depending on how tech services goes, he may or may not be here later. But I'm here tonight. We're starting off the show with a very, very small crew, and we will be expanding slightly as we go on. But we are excited. We have some spoiler-free reviews to bring you. And we have some interesting news stories to talk about a little later. But joining me from the jump, we have the show's one and only Mandalorians, Nikki and Devin. How's it going, guys?
This is the way.
Yes, as always, this is the way. Yeah, so it was a pretty good weekend. I mean, pretty eventful as far as like quarantine goes. There's some good content that came out this week. We got Mulan, we got the boys. Good stuff. We watched some of those, and yeah, we did that, and yeah, cool stuff. Devin, what do you got to say for yourself tonight?
This is the way.
Very original. Nice.
I actually think it's getting better. I think each and every week he is getting better at it.
He's trying to morph into Tony Todd in a Mandalorian helmet.
This is the way.
Yeah, I can see it, actually. All right, I can see it. Is he going to start murdering people at the sound of his name?
Yeah, I mean, say Devin 3 times in the mirror, and somebody will die, probably.
Fair enough. All right, guys. As I said before, for now, it is just the 2.5 of us. Hopefully, we'll get some words out of Devin. There's less people, so there's no excuse. And a little later, we will be joined by some other friends. So a couple of things we'll kind of air out right at the intro. If you guys did watch last week's show, you saw that we announced that we would be joined by a very, very special Ecuadorian bike rider. If I could find the picture, which I actually don't think is in here. Mr. JTE was supposed to be joining us. The picture is not in the file folder. That went real well. I was delaying for a joke that didn't exist. Mr. JTE was supposed to be joining us tonight, but unfortunately himself, along with a lot of our regular crew members, were taken away by special events and Labor Day weekend partying. So we are, for the moment, without Matt Beer. He should be joining us at around 11 o'clock. We are without Mr. Kevin Poss. We are without Mr. Alan Shepard. We are without pretty much everyone except, 2 under 21s who can't drink and Nikki. So we will be running the ship. This is just going to be an hour and a half of me saying what I can to make Devin crack and get something.
It's fun to do. I mean, it's a fun game.
So we're going to start off the show by talking about some recent releases. As Nikki said, some great streaming content, should you have the price to pay, has come out in the last week. The first things first, we will not be discussing Tenet this week. Because neither of us have seen it. If we had seen it, one of our guests later has seen it, but we've made the decision to just not talk about it. I should be seeing it on Monday, I think. So next week, if more people have seen it, we can try and talk about it as spoiler.
I can't get anybody to go to the theater with me. Except maybe
he's
him.
sitting next to you.
He was working all week. What am I?
Yeah, I have a job.
He has a job now. He's working today.
Oh, well, good for you, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, we got a good for you that.
There you go. I'll give you time.
It doesn't work. Good for you, Dev. The soundboard didn't work.
Well done.
It's the Titanic sinking, and we're playing the violin.
For you.
Yeah. So that was smooth. But so while we are not talking about Tenet this week, we do have 2 other things that they can talk about more than I have. One of which I will see very soon, and the other will be a bit longer because I have not seen its first season. Which one do you guys want to start with? I'll leave it up to you since you'll be doing most of the talking.
I think we start in Mulan. Does that sound good to you, Dev? Wonderful. Yeah, so we'll start with Mulan.
There are so many jokes I'm going to make right now, but I will actually get in trouble on the internet if I make them.
You're fine. Nobody's watching anyway.
Don't worry.
Oh, no, we got 2. That's not true.
So
Hi, guys.
these two guys will get started talking about Mulan. If for some reason you don't know what Mulan is, it is the now 2020 release remake directed by Nikki Caro. It is the remake of the 1998 Disney animated film. And it is, as have been led to believe, one of the most different remakes in terms of comparing the original to the newer live action version. You would agree?
Yeah, I would agree.
I
I
like
was,
Dumbo is pretty different, but like
Dumbo was different as well. Dumbo was more of a sequel to Dumbo. We're gonna like
Dumbo just felt like another movie with a giant elephant. It didn't even
Yeah.
feel like Dumbo.
it was as if they took the premise and like completely rewrote the script.
Yeah.
But this Mulan, followed the main hitting points of the original script, but took out the more fantastical magical elements and put in its own.
Yeah, it took
it took out Eddie Murphy and it replaced it with
witch.
a witch.
Yeah, it was cool.
And a phoenix instead of a dragon.
A phoenix that we're not sure if it was like a metaphysical projection or if it was a hallucination. My theory is that it was a kite. I think it looked like a Chinese kite, and there was a statue of a phoenix as well. Joaquin Phoenix was not in this movie.
Okay.
All Chinese cast, so Joaquin, you can't be in this movie. Or
You're telling me
movie.
Matt Damon didn't show up to join them at the fight at the wall?
I was waiting for it. I was literally waiting. Are they going to defend the wall?
I forgot about that movie.
I didn't. I liked it. I was like one of the only people that liked that movie. But this
It's like
movie was a
Green
lot
Arrow,
better.
but not.
Yeah, Green Arrow, but not. Matt Damon auditioning to play the DC's Green Arrow alongside Ben
What even
Affleck's
was the name of that
Batman.
movie?
The Great Wall.
The Great Wall is just the Great Wall.
I forgot it.
Great Wall. Mediocre movie. Mulan, though,
Wall's
people
the
were
best
asking
part.
me, it's not a musical. It's not a musical, but the songs are still in the movie. They're just instrumental versions of each of
Yes.
the songs.
Okay, and I believe that's what they had said before, which I kind of like the sound of that. That sounds cool.
I love it. I thought it was great, and it fit at the times that they
still
used them.
managed to put in reflections
Yeah, they
in
did.
both English and Chinese.
They're in the credits too. Like Christina Aguilera has the new song
With her new Bond song, right? Yeah.
her new Bond song on it. Yeah, and then after that, there's a newer recording of Reflections that she sings too. And then after that, there's Chinese Reflections. So stay through the credits if you like listening to Christina Aguilera music. The Witch we really like The Witch. Won't spoil like her story arc, but like it adds something. I preferred that to like if you're taking that out for Eddie Murphy's Dragon. Now, because of like the grand, like sweeping big field battle sequences in this movie, I think a dragon would have fit. It's just
a larger dragon.
Eddie Murphy's dragon.
Not a Mushu, but something.
That's what I want. If they do a sequel, but who knows now because of the way this was released, I think they really screwed the pooch on that. They could have iced this and it would have been just as relevant next summer. I think this would have made $1 billion if it was released in theaters.
I was going to say there's not much on it, but as of April of this year, which would have been after they were doing the COVID pushings, there is still discussion of a sequel. I guess
I really hope so because it deserves it and there's room.
Okay, is there? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Donnie Yen, the cast is good. It's an all Chinese cast. Donnie Yen's incredible. You get to see some cool like Donnie Yen sword shit in this movie where he's just like swing the sword around.
And he's actually doing it.
He's actually doing it, yeah, because he's Donnie Yen.
Because Donnie Yen, yeah.
With him.
See, I happened to catch a radio interview with Donnie Yen.
Oh.
On
You listen to radio?
Yeah, it's a long ass car ride from here to where I work, so we get to listen to NPR and WGBH or GBH because it changed its name by dropping a letter. It was weird. They mention it every time, and I don't know why, but they do. So anyway, they interviewed Donnie Yen, and he talked about the movie. A little bit. He talked about how he'd seen the movie like 1 million times. The interviewer asked if it was in preparation for the role, and he mentioned that no, he has daughters. But yeah, they also talked about Rogue One and It was actually a pretty good interview.
He was in Rogue One.
Yeah,
I
totally
forgot. Yeah, I totally forgot until you said the connection. Chirrut, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so since I've been posing questions just so we can kind of review the movie without spoiling it, I have a couple. So the first is, obviously, in order to see it, for anyone who does not know its release route, it was released straight to Disney Plus with the addition of a $30 premium price tag. And so I pitched to you two, who paid that price and saw the film. Do you think it is worth the $30 price tag, or is it on a situational basis, or just not at all?
I don't think any movie that they could have released to that would have been worth that.
Okay.
So I don't. It's not like, I'm not saying like this isn't worth the $30 price tag. I don't think.
Because I was gonna say, I'm the same person that paid $20 to get fucking Scoob and Trolls World Tour. So like, I totally see where you're coming from. It's a fair answer.
I think they're screwing the movie and the filmmakers, the cast. I think they're screwing everybody who worked on the movie by not giving this a cinematic release, by not just icing it. Because they could have just swapped it. Like, Disney's a large corporation studio. They have the luxury that all of their release dates for the next 5 years are already booked in the calendar. So all they have to do is just move it over, like move everyone over. So they're not really
10 Avatar sequels and stick it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of those things that I think it's a disservice to the filmmakers, because the action sequence, like this big field action sequence, almost like a Game of Thrones style with like Dothraki type battle.
Mongolians.
That would have looked incredible on like a Dolby screen. But the $30, it bothers me that Disney did that. I kind of, for Mulan's sake, I hope it did well. But for like me personally, selfishly, I hope they really didn't do well with this, because I don't want them to do this again. I don't like it. I think the only thing that this could... Yeah, this could be potentially something if movies are released alongside. So if movies are released in theaters alongside something like this, I think that may be a better model going forward, because that I could see, because you're paying to stay home instead of going to the theaters. I would have preferred to go to the theater to see this.
So I was going to say, the Disney CEO, Bob Chapek, has actually spoken about that already in an interview, where he said that, or his words, and I'm paraphrasing, that this move was a one-time move, just so as to not continue holding the film over. Because for anyone who doesn't know, Mulan's original release date was November 2018. So this movie, with the original push being for minor post finishes, this movie's essentially been on hold already for 2 years in mostly completed form. So do you believe him when he says that, or do you think if this makes money, they could do it with Black Widow? Because they pushed New Mutants into theaters, and it seems like some of their other films...
That one I was surprised.
Death on the Nile is Disney technically, because it's Fox. That is still going for theaters. So do you think they'll do this if it works?
I absolutely don't know. I think the Chinese market also had a lot to do with this. I think it was it released cinematically in China?
I can check for you while you're talking.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was or not, or if it was released on Disney Plus in China. But it's something that, and like you said before about there potentially being a sequel, they want to get into production on a sequel, and they really want to get some feedback from fans before they go into production for a sequel. So
what I've been able to find is Disney will be negotiating country by country for releases upon theater reopenings around the world for countries that do not have Disney Plus. China is the only country with a date right now, and it'll be released next Friday, September 11th. So they'll be getting it a week after us.
Okay. So I think that's probably what it was, because there are some bigger movies that maybe they didn't want to compete with next year in China. I just think it's a shame, because it deserved a cinematic release. Looking at all the live action remakes that they've done, I'd say this is up for me. Aladdin, I thought, was the best one that they had done. This, I would say, is slightly above Aladdin, just because they did something so different. They made Mulan into a war movie. It's not a shot-for-shot remake. The changes that they make are worth it. It makes it a more compelling story. in my opinion. That's the only thing that I think could kind of be a spoilery is how they get to the finish.
I was gonna say what you're saying excites me more to watch it because my personal favorite of the remakes was The Jungle Book, and to me, The Jungle Book did exactly what you're describing. It's not shot for shot. There are additions, in that case, because it's a shorter film, and changes. But to me, it served to make the film better, and it kind of sounds like maybe not better necessarily, because I think Mulan's a pretty great film on its own, but it makes it so that it can stand with it as like a different but still good film.
Yeah, exactly. And there's no like required viewing before this. You don't need to be a fan of the animated one to be a fan of this. It was impressive. There was some things with some like dubbing in a few scenes where like I was confused because it was like Jet Li too, and there was some bad dubbing. That's my only criticism. Is some of like the blue screen was a little bit off. I thought that could have used a little bit more rendering. Other than that, it looked great. It was a beautiful movie. Costumes were incredible. The swords. I'm a big like weapons aficionado. I love the swords in this movie. The swords in this movie. I want to swing some of those swords.
I was going to say, before we move on to our other review, I had one more question, just because I was curious. So one of the things that I've been paying attention to for a while is the writers of the film, specifically two of them, Rick Jaffa, however you say that, and Amanda Silver, who were also writers behind the 3 Planet of the Apes films, as well as Jurassic World. Where would you compare? Does it feel like any of those in terms of like you've noticed some of the same? So they wrote Planet of the Apes remakes and Jurassic World.
So what I liked about this movie, as soon as you said the writing, is like the changes, the creative liberties that they took, but also the dialogue. I don't feel like there was a line. There was a couple of lines like "We'll make men out of all of you," but most of the lines in the movie were spoken a lot differently than they were in the animated movie. In the animated movie, they might be a little more simplified, more like childish. This movie didn't feel like it was a children's movie. This felt like it was a very adult film, like it was taking its audience seriously. Action was really good, like not bloody, not gory, violent. A little bit like that. Like I said, that witch was impressive. Like, I like the witch.
And I believe this is the first live action remake to be given a PG-13 rating. I believe all of them up until now have received PG.
I'm not sure about Aladdin.
I thought this might have been the first, but Aladdin may have been.
Yeah. This could be the first. Yeah, and it warrants a PG-13 rating. I'd say like it's as violent as Star Wars movies. Maybe a little bit more because the people like that are dying in this movie, they're people. Like they're.
I feel like I saw blood.
There was blood. Yeah, there was drops of blood. It's just not like gratuitous, not like gory. Like nobody's getting their throats cut on screen. There's a few shots where like it's like going.
Aladdin 2019 with PG.
It was PG. Wow, that's a good. See that I would have thought maybe they would have given it like a PG-13 just because it's a little bit spooky. But I guess that would have been PG because there's no like swearing in it or anything like that.
No excessive violence. That's not fantastical.
But yeah, Mulan, I would say like definitely watch it when it comes onto the regular Disney Plus. I think in 4 weeks, whenever it does.
If it releases in 4 weeks, I'm expecting riots.
Oh no, I think they even said like early on they
I thought they said it was a 90-day window.
90-day window, they said? Wow.
I thought that's what they said. Because Onward was a bit of a different story, because Onward had gone to theaters. Yeah, Onward, there was no charge. It went to Disney Plus early, but it just went there.
Yeah. But Devin, do you have any...
Chris is saying in the chat December, so maybe I'm right with the 90-day window.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I respect it more because that means like me personally, I was planning on spending the 30 for it anyways. I've already spent money on things I shouldn't have to keep up with movies, but also like I know I'll want to watch it. I know my siblings will want to watch it. I have a group of friends that have already said, "Hey, let's meet up and make like a movie night out of it and watch it since I'm already going to pay for it." So it's like I'll get multiple viewings out of it.
I've already watched it 3 times, and I might show my niece on
Is it long? Is it like 2 hours or over that?
2 hours. Yeah, it's 2 hours.
All right. Well, that was the review of Mulan. I would certainly say overall very, very positive, which is good because Disney has had a very harsh track record with their live action films recently. Yeah. I would say both remakes and originals. There's very inconsistent reviews on them.
2 thumbs up.
Awesome. And no emotionless lions to be found. And with that, we'll go ahead and move on to the second topic of tonight, which is...
The Boys. Oh, The Boys. It's crazy.
I will check on the people joining us while you start talking.
Did you ever see season 1 of that show?
I have not, but go ahead and say what you need to say to review it. I've already heard enough from friends that I have an idea of where it goes.
Yeah, I mean, it's shitty superheroes. That's kind of what it is. Like, you're kind of living in like a corporate superhero universe. Carl Urban's like kind of the featured actor on the show. I wouldn't even call him like the protagonist of the show, but he's kind of the one that stands out. But yeah, this show is incredibly violent, incredibly adult, incredibly sadistic. Like there's some disturbing stuff in this show, but if you like the first season, it's pretty much more of the same, but in the best way possible. Some new characters coming in and out.
There was the big one that was advertised in the trailer, right? The woman.
Yeah, the Stormfront. Yeah, she's forced to be reckoned with. Like she's
perfect storm.
Yeah, it's like the guy Homelander too is pretty perfect. Yeah. But casting on this show is really good. And it looks great. Like the visual effects, the costumes, all the superheroes have like their own like distinctive costumes, and they all look really good. None of them look really like cheap. So, and that's kind of my favorite part of like the superhero stuff is like the costumes. But the best part of this show is that it's the Justice League. If the Justice League was also run by the Trump organization, and like was put out there like for PR stuff, releasing movies. Like it's almost like as if the Avengers were actual superheroes and wore their costumes to their press junkets and shot their own movies. So it's exciting. And the comedy in this, it's dark comedy, but I like it. I laugh a lot during this show, and I don't laugh a lot during shows that are straight up comedies like a Star Trek Lower Decks. Yeah, I don't laugh during that show.
Have you kept up with it?
Yeah, I keep watching it. I was just saying to Devin earlier tonight that I don't think that I'll ever more than tolerate this show.
Do you see? We can go back to The Boys in a second, just because we moved.
Oh yeah.
So, how many episodes have gone up as of now?
5.
Okay, so they're halfway done. Have you seen? I don't want to say the light at the end of the tunnel, but have you seen like where there's a route where this could improve if given more time?
No, I really don't. It so far the only thing that I like is it's like a big reference every single episode. It's like references to other Star Trek things, and those are kind of funny. It's just they need to slow their roll a little bit because they talk too fast on the show. And it's like reference. It's like if Ready Player One was trying to get all those references in 24 minutes, and all of those references were about Star Trek. And there's like rough, like week to week. It's very episodic, very much like original series, Next Generation, where each episode's kind of its standalone story plot. Right. But it's for Devin, I think, likes it a lot more than me. But for me, it's difficult because I don't think the jokes are funny, and I don't think the characters are likable. So there's not much I can do with that. But I'm tolerating it.
Well, we'll go ahead and jump back to The Boys, but before we do that, we'll go ahead and bring in the first of our additions. Joining us tonight, Nikki, get the soundboard ready. I know you love to play it for him. Ladies and gentlemen, he owns the channel we abuse, Mr. Matt Beer.
Hey.
Hey! The soundboard needs to be plugged into the power outlet.
Absolutely. We can kill time for it. We'll let you get it in. Matt, how's it going, man? How much you drink? Be honest.
Didn't drink because I had to get home.
Fair enough. I didn't think about that. We were talking about you coming home.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Is that a Kylo saber?
Yeah. Get
Oh,
this.
good shit. What kind of Labor Day party did you go to?
Oh no, I got this yesterday, and then I got my blade today.
Oh, okay.
And I love it. Oh, so much.
Because you just went to a party and they hand you a lightsaber?
Everybody gets parties, or everybody gets lightsabers at the parties I go to.
Shit.
Out there.
About to head up to Indiana or wherever you're at.
Right?
Indiana.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like it a lot. You know, there's a lot of light.
Vera, I wanted to mention,
I love
like,
it.
what is Captain Janeway's accent? Like, why does that?
I love it a lot.
Does anybody in Indiana talk like that?
No, we talk like normal people.
Beer!
Normal human beings.
I was going to say, Matt doesn't have any extreme intense accent.
No, I'm
No.
pretty much what you would think a normal person in America.
I thought he was just gonna say that he's pretty and then just stop talking. I'm pretty.
I'm pretty.
I'm so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and bright.
All right, before we hop back to Matt, have you seen The Boys?
That coming out.
Yes.
You have? Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
You can interact while I sit here. Have fun, guys.
Right.
So what did you say?
No. Oh no, I Boys. The one that's
I've never
not
played
$30.
So I just want to say before we get back on this, there's this outtake of Lieutenant Worf from Star Trek: The Next Generation, and Jean-Luc Picard says the line, "Didn't any of you play with wooden ships as boys?" And then to which Lieutenant Worf, Michael Dorn, says, "I never played with." And then just stops and everybody laughs at him because I never played with boys was what he was gonna say. So Matt, you saw The Boys. I never played with boys.
No, I to be fair, I probably need to watch The Boys again because I did watch it after I got off work, and I get off at 6:30, so I don't catch everything right away. But as far as what I caught,
But you've seen season
I enjoy
2?
it. Yeah,
Yeah, all right.
watched all 3 episodes.
The Boys got you off.
Enjoy it very, very much.
Okay.
Won't
You
comment
said
on that.
get off.
On that.
The Boys on.
I won't get caught in that question because I don't want to be canceled. But no, I enjoyed
Yeah, they
the
were
show.
men, guys. Come on.
Yeah, we're men.
Yeah, they are men and one woman. I don't know why the show's called The Boys. That's one of the things that I don't understand. Like, I guess Carl Urban says we're gonna go get the boys. He says that a few times, like something. I'm gonna go talk to the boys.
Think about it.
Is that
Like,
the name of their superhero group?
Well, they don't even call themselves anything.
the way I look at it is
I wouldn't call
when,
myself
like,
the boys. That'd be weird.
No, but Carl
I'm
Urban,
not
like
gonna-
whenever he talks about them, like he's like the
Oh,
boys over there.
it's like, you know, hey, I'm gonna go hang with the boys today.
Hang
You're
with
not
the
gonna be like, I'm
boys.
gonna hang with the men. That sounds, it's a little weird.
gonna
Go
hang with
the
the men.
boys. You know. And then there's plus one girl.
Yeah,
But yeah, so that's why I think it's called The Boys, is because
I was always confused by that. Like
well, she
maybe it's
wasn't
some.
when the show started, she wasn't like a part of their group yet.
But they
It-
weren't
it-
even a group yet. Wait, that's what I'm confused. Who
Like,
are
one-
the boys? Like it's
we were-
it's a philosophical question.
Didn't they like kind of come together before they met the one girl?
So
I'm pretty
Carl
sure
Urban
in
had
season 1.
Frenchie and Milk
Love
that
his milk.
he would work with.
The
Oh,
Boys.
wait, shit. They're airing it weekly? Sorry,
Yeah.
I've been zoned
So
out.
it's 3
because-
episodes a week.
I was going to say,
I thought
Matt
it was just
said-
3 this week and then 1 every Friday.
Oh, 3
Matt-
this week and 1 every week. Oh, that's fine.
That's what I assumed.
Well, it's
Yeah.
good. It's a good format. I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just so
No,
people can continue to watch.
He's correct about that. But when Matt said, yeah, I've seen all 3 episodes, I was like, they made a season 3 episodes long? Because it's Amazon, so I thought they did it all at once. But okay.
That's smarter though, because it gets people to subscribe and then stay subscribed. And
Yeah.
I like it this way because you get 3 episodes, you get invested in it. That was my biggest problem with Mandalorian, was that even after 8 episodes of that show, I felt like I only watched 1. Like I felt like I got 1 episode's worth of content after a full season of television.
Oh, it's like
I can see
one
it.
And I
story.
love that show.
This is the way.
I kind of looked at it as like it was one movie essentially. It was like a
Yeah.
long.
So what do you think of
movie.
The Boys?
Enjoyed it quite a bit. I think they're clearly setting up for a lot of really good stuff, especially with how episode 3 was ending.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so I
do you
enjoyed a
think
lot.
of Stormfront?
Homelanders. Wait, I like her. At first
like
I
her?
was like, at first I was like, whatever. And then the third episode, that's where I was like, okay, finally we're getting something. And then it continues, and you're like, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Do you love Homelander as much as I do?
Yeah, I love Homelander.
He's like the worst.
I don't want to, without spoiling it, the roof scene or whatever.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah,
it's in the trailer.
Holy shit!
I saw. I was like, wait, what? I didn't remember from the trailer. So I was like, wait, what?
Oh,
what did he?
He's a terrible person.
Yeah, he's terrible. I love it. The guy they got is perfect for Homelander.
Oh yeah, Devin was asking me, do you know any like known actor that would have been better to play him? Only person I could think of is Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is the only person that can smile that much and look like he hates you.
Yeah, Tom Cruise would have been pretty good.
Tom Cruise would have shot the budget of that show up to an insane amount.
Oh yeah,
it's
so good.
Not for his paycheck. They'd have to order boxes of apples so he'd have something to stand on.
And a lot of blood. There's a lot of like practical blood effects in this show.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
I was like seeing practical effects. Like honestly, I'm at the point where if you put your effort in, CG is good enough that if you put the effort and money in, your CG can look good enough.
Yeah.
But practical is always refreshing.
Blood.
Oh yeah, the whales. They have like an Aquaman allegory. The Deep. Every single Aquaman joke you can possibly think of, this guy embodies.
Okay.
So they
took Aquaman. Aquaman himself got awesome, and all the baggage that kept him from being awesome before went to this guy.
Yeah.
And more.
Nice. Doesn't he like in season 1? Doesn't he accidentally kill a dolphin or whatever?
Yeah.
Then he gets like
to a Spice Girl's son. Yeah, set to a Spice Girl's son.
And then he gets thrown to Sandusky.
And he gets a lobster killed too because he tries to save it by ordering it, and then they just chop his head. He's like, "Oh, damn it!
Do you not know who I am?"
Man, I have to catch up on these shows between this show, Umbrella Academy, and Doom Patrol. I was gonna say, I know
watch
you're
Umbrella Academy and Doom Patrol. See, the thing about The Boys is it still has everything that you love about superheroes in it.
See, the only reason I would say I would go for it is because I know, like, you have stated your reasons why you don't like it, and I get that. Like, I haven't seen it. Like, I can get the conceptual reason as to why you wouldn't enjoy it. But I've heard so many good things about it that it's like, they're just like, every time I hear something about it, it's like, this is so weird that I almost kind of want to see it just so I can understand what you're talking about.
Oh, it's plenty weird.
It's weird. Yeah, there's just nothing that happens.
There's some pretty weird things that happen. Stuff that I didn't think they were going to do in a show. Like, they go for it in some things. Like, season 1, there's some stuff where they really go for it. Where basically somebody dies by eating a girl out.
What?
I won't go into detail.
Okay. Yeah, that's in The Boys.
Yeah, that's in The Boys.
Yeah, the lethal face-sitting accident.
Hold up. He goes down on a girl and dies.
He's not really going down. He's more
going up.
Face-sitting situation. I know what that means. I'm not an idiot. I do know some things.
Yeah.
Hey, ladies.
It's on his face.
You know how to go down, but you can't slide into a DM. Okay.
But no, I enjoyed season.
You know what? I actually find it funny. Like, the weirdest, complicated shit you understand, but then something basic gets thrown out there, and you're like,
how is that complicated? That's not complicated. That's not complicated. That's basic
compared
stuff.
To DMs, compared to fucking texting? Yeah.
Texting.
Slide in the DMs.
Direct messages. Yes.
This is a running joke. We'll fix it. Slide in the DMs is a thing where you message someone with the attempt of trying to get with them.
That's all it means.
Yeah. Yes, that's what it means.
That is extremely disappointing. That is extremely disappointing. I thought it was like going to be like the DM. I was trying to think of all the body parts that DM could stand for. I'm like, how do you slide it into there? No, guys, that is not even a thing. You're just saying sending somebody a direct message, sliding in the DMs.
Okay, let's get away from this painful topic.
Come on.
That
enjoyed
lasted
season.
so long though.
I have to pull this up. First off,
Maddie's gonna be mad that you
Hey.
did that.
I don't care. First off, Kaiser, thank you for watching. The only people that would appeal to you on this show are not here right now.
Yeah,
Thank you for watching. And yes, Devin is awake. If you go back earlier in the show, he was actually saying full-on sentences. It was actually really enjoyable.
Yeah, and they told me what sliding in the DM means, Kaiser, and guess what? It's not that interesting.
No.
Yeah, but I
It
never said
really
it was
isn't.
interesting. I just said it was funny that you didn't know what it meant.
I thought it was gonna be like some sort of like really intense like thing, and it's really disappointing.
No,
No,
sorry.
No, it's the most basic thing you can do.
Ugh.
We're sorry
Talking
about
to somebody via text on a social networking site. Ugh.
that. Yeah, it's the worst.
I
You
know.
kids.
Enjoyed it though. First 3 episodes. I like what they set up for it. Especially with the brother. And all that good stuff. So can't wait for Friday to watch more. What's Nikki gonna do? Oh, there we go. Same here.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Kaiser,
Right.
just when you're finished in
Oh, they are blue waffles.
when you're finished
Oh my
where you're
God.
at, just Jesus, Steph. I was gonna say, Kaiser, when you're finished with where you're at
So
right
you know
now,
what that is.
just go to Florida. There's a Waffle House and a drug dealer on every other corner. You're good.
Yep, there you go. Yeah. I've ran into 10 every time I go down there. Just like
Honestly,
Street.
and that's
Thanks,
on
Street.
Disney property. That's on
Yeah.
Disney property.
We've driven him to drinking.
We
Oh, no, this is so-
think he's drinking.
It's one of those like
Shit.
10%.
All right, I guess we found a guest. Hold up, let me figure out
There
how
you
this works.
What the fuck have I done?
What do you mean?
Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah. Do you need me to do
Dude.
this?
Maddie's gonna be so pissed his internet's
shit.
down tonight.
He's probably the one that made this happen. Why else would Kaiser watch us?
But no.
This is the entertaining part of the
But-
show.
But Nikki, did you pay $30 to watch Mulan? Like you paid $30? Like you actually paid 30 when you could just wait till December?
I'm trying to find Kaiser.
Dodge the fucking question.
No, I just can't type.
Yes,
Oh,
yes, he
I'm a
absolutely did.
Yes, it did.
Shame.
I'm
No, I'm waiting till December.
Devin's
I don't
trying
have
to decipher what is
shit,
written
you know
on
what?
my sword.
Screw it.
Hmm.
I was taking the strokes wrong.
I
I was gonna say,
sent
yeah,
it
we
to
could put in the.
Kaiser. Oh yeah, Kaiser.
Yeah,
you can
I don't know why we were
got it.
trying so hard when I can just put it there.
Yeah, true.
And in the end, it didn't even matter.
I try so hard.
All right, so how's
Anybody?
this going, guys? While we're waiting on dead air, how's everybody's night going?
Devin's trying to decipher my sword. There's characters on my sword, and he's trying to figure out what they mean.
It's all right.
Fucking
Had some
terrible.
burgers. Sat around at a fire.
This
All that
is
good
China.
jazz.
Does anybody speak Chinese in our audience? Maybe we could hold it up to the camera
Oh,
and
no.
see. Maybe
all
Kaiser.
two
Okay.
people,
Hi.
and someone speaks Chinese.
Right. Hey.
Kaiser might speak Chinese or read Chinese.
I'm actually eating Chinese right now.
He's eating Chinese right now.
Okay.
Okay, close enough. That's close enough. Kaiser, I need your help.
That won't help.
What the hell?
What does that say?
Is
The one
everybody
at the
telling?
bottom means
Go ahead.
blade.
Are you showing me a fucking sword you bought at a garage sale last Sunday? What is that?
Oh no, I buy my swords online or at like flea markets. Flea markets have some pretty good swords.
I'm surprised Devin hasn't impaled you with that sword yet.
He has tried.
No, how's it going though?
Well, you know, I was
I wasn't done with that.
No, he wasn't done.
cruising the YouTube, as I like to do,
I got one of
see
them.
what's going on. And I saw
What do
you
you got
jerk,
there for Chinese?
I saw you jerk offs broadcasting, so I figured I'd come say hello.
Nice, thanks. What do you got for Chinese? You got some like teriyaki there. You got some wontons.
That's a personal question. I don't think we know each other well enough for me to tell you what I ordered. Right
it is a personal question. I like the fried wontons myself.
You would
Next
like
thing you're going to be asking for the receipt with his card information, aren't you?
Well, he's 14. He's 14 years old. Apparently, you like fried food. It's someday when you turn 22, you'll be an adult.
My birthday is Monday. I'll be 15 on Monday.
Is that real?
I'm not really 15 Monday, but
how old will you be? How old will you be Monday?
29.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I know.
Did you
almost 30?
It's not fun.
Did you find the well of youth or some shit and drink a cup out of it, some bong water out of the well of youth?
I'm a vampire. Look at how pale my skin.
Well, look at your best friend. If that's not the proof in the pudding.
He's trying to figure out what it says on the sword right now.
You guys are like Abbott and Costello, the fucking, X generation version. What do they call you guys? Millennials? You're like the millennial Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah, maybe.
That's the compliment.
I like Pinky in the Brain.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, one's a genius, the other's insane.
I'm 65 years old. I've never seen that.
You're not 65 years old.
I'm a 65-year-old man.
No, you're like 39 tops.
Hey, Ron, tell him how old I am. He knows.
He is absolutely 65 years old. Come on. He's He's in LA. They all look 30 years younger, man. Come on.
Yeah, take some medicine or whatever makes you look younger.
That's before the surgery.
All right. Lord Bongness takes plenty of medicine.
He drank the blood too.
You should find out how old the Kardashians are.
Oh, look at this.
There's Maddie.
Look at this.
Maddie shows up. Here we go.
Oh, suddenly his internet starts working.
Hey, what work release program did you just finish, Matt?
Hold up. I
you don't want to know.
I have to call Maddie out for this. So before I decided to send the link to the chat, I texted him because I knew he could get to you. And I was like, hey, if I send you a link, could you send it to Kaiser? And he goes, he's in Vegas. I took a picture of the screen. I said, he's in our stream right now. And he goes, holy shit. Here he is.
Yeah.
Vegas is boring this time.
Both of those things are true. I am in Vegas. I am in Vegas.
First off, welcome to the show. We'll officially welcome Kaiser, the Roast Master, Maddie, and Chris. Welcome to the hellhole.
Do they still allow hookers in Vegas right now?
I wouldn't know. I live in a bubble. I can't get hookers.
Damn.
I can get
there's a fucking way.
What'd you say?
I said if there's a will, there's a fucking way.
Does your shirt say Szechuan House? What do you got going on?
Szechuan sauce.
Szechuan sauce. It's a Rick and Morty thing.
Rick and Morty shirt. He wears it every week.
Szechuan House. If I could get an order delivered to the Rio Hotel, I want one whole fried hen in Szechuan sauce, a whole hen, and I'd like to dip it in wonton juice.
That's what she said.
It's the color.
I got a packet. It's like from the market. Like it's a little packet of sauce. Like you mix it with chicken.
What is it called?
It's like this. It has a little panda on it.
Is it Master Who's?
I think it is. I'll go get it.
Gotten Master Who's sauce?
It might be.
Master Who is friends with Doctor Strange. They both buy weed from the same dealer. And if you don't think that Doctor Strange is high, then I got another thing. I got some swampland I'd like to tell you.
I'll have to find his dealer.
It's
Especially what he's doing.
Look at this. This kid.
It is coming there.
Can you imagine what he's like when he's off his meds? I mean, seriously. You probably got to have a SWAT team waiting outside his house.
When he's off his meds, he's screaming in pain.
Yeah, that is true.
Hey, Chris Diaz, real quick. Were you sacrificing chickens tonight, or where you coming from? Telling ghost stories around the campfire?
In my computer, you got some weird colors and timing, just like.
Holy shit. Dude, this kid's on acid right now. He's talking in a multiverse. What did he say?
I never know. Earlier, but I can't think. So.
I think we're all on acid.
Chris, I don't know if there's anything you can do. Your mic's got about 3 echoes running. That's why we're struggling right now.
Yeah.
Well, he's broadcasting live from a burial in Louisiana, somewhere in a swamp. Apparently, There's some weird ritual going on where he is. If you do get through to the spirit world, tell him to bring my sleeves back.
Chris, have you tracked the KKK to their base? Are you ready to engage the enemy?
Oh, here we go. Don't.
God.
That's a cheap joke. Don't go with the KKK. The KKK is funny enough. I mean, their clothing alone. We don't.
I mean, I let them play Wolfenstein. Not really.
Good God. You sound like you're talking into a toilet.
Yeah.
He is.
Where did you pick this guy up from? Is he a Patreon or some shit? Did you pay $15 to be in the fucking
I wish I
competition?
was making money for doing this. You kidding me?
Or
Is this,
some shit.
what night is it? Is this Saturday?
It is.
Apparently. They
Fucking
say.
hell. We didn't even do a late night with Gucci and Kaiser. I guess that's why I got to get it out of my system and come fuck
We
with you
can
guys.
get Gucci here. Where's Gucci?
No, yeah. Gucci's probably parking cars. At the fucking,
When it go fish can.
there he is.
There he is. He's on our soundboard.
I literally been working 6 days straight. I got off Monday. But I live in a bubble. This is obviously anytime you see me on streams, I'm broadcasting from the same fuck show hotel. No matter if I'm doing a Riley promo, a Gucci show, it's always the same fucking bunk ass Howard Johnson looking backdrop.
Wow.
I think
So
Jimmy,
like the NBA bubble where it's like you just stay in your one room and then like you just do they bring the food to you like from the hotel like cafeteria or whatever?
For the first 2 weeks, I was in quarantine. We're
Okay.
doing a show called Love Island on CBS.
Oh, okay.
It's reality trash. It's good though.
people in my family
I
actually.
mean, if you're involved.
No.
That's good, Matt. Tell them I appreciate they're contributing to my paycheck. For 2 weeks, you're in quarantine, and you can't leave your room.
Yeah.
They're dropping the food off, and you're getting multiple COVID tests. And then after 2 weeks, you're cleared to go to work. But you have to take a COVID test every week, and the whole hotel is shut down. The Rio Hotel is shut down. The only people here is the production crew and a fucking Starbucks that's only open till 2 p.m.
Oh, well,
So it's like The Shining, but with fucking slot machines around you. Okay, that's the only closest thing I can say. It feels like.
So does room service come in like a hazmat suit?
No, dude, they gotta. Now I go downstairs and I pick up my food on a table, but I can order Postmates and shit. That's
Okay.
why this bubble has holes, because the cleaning crew goes home at night. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say
Yeah.
that.
I'm sure the NBA has got everybody living in that motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'd be shocked,
But
especially
we're still
since
doing
there's
good.
millions
Everyone's
on the
being
line.
smart. Everyone's
Yeah,
wearing
like
masks.
I know just because I live very close to Disney, so like I'm in the area where all that's happening. Like they obviously they're not saying where they're keeping the teams, but if you drive down the highway that's like right outside of Disney, you can see there are like unmarked cars sitting outside the hotels. There are like hotels that just look absolutely shut down, and it's like you can
Yep.
tell where they're placing them. And when you go into Disney, like when they have games going, I don't even think you can get anywhere close to Wide World of Sports. Like they're not fucking around. This whole state's fucking around, but Disney specifically is not fucking around.
Yeah,
Are they open to the
there's
public?
too much money.
Are they open to the public right now?
Disney's open to the public. Yeah, they're at I think something like 40-50% capacity. I don't even think
Animal
they're hitting
Kingdom
that.
and Magic Kingdom, I think.
Yeah, I don't even
I
think
think
they're
all the
hitting that.
parks are open. Yeah,
All of them
I
now?
don't know.
Wow.
I don't know if Epcot's open because Epcot was in the middle of construction when they shut down.
But I've seen some people go there, but I mean,
Oh,
there's
then fuck
like
why
no.
not?
I mean, there's
I'm not
people
going.
there, but there's nobody going just because nobody wants to get sick, especially with how crazy it was down in Orlando. Wasn't it like 50,000 a day or whatever?
I gotta get down.
Yeah, it was bad. Literally, all like I've already said, like I'm not going anywhere super public like that. The only people I've seen are like
The
outside of
Waffle
like
House,
doing
the
outside of like
Guns
doing
and Ammo
the
store,
yeah.
Wait a minute.
the
Wait a
New
minute.
Era hat store.
Aaron, I
Hey,
think
that's a
you
good
need to
story.
tell- I think you need to tell
It
John your McDonald's drive-through at
I
3
feel like this got brought up last time.
Yeah, I
No.
thought it was.
Yeah, you
Wasn't it?
told him about the
Absolutely.
Homer at McDonald's.
How did Chris go from a fucking witch fucking hanging to all of a sudden he's in like a nice dorm room or some
The
shit?
blood sacrifice
He's in a
worked.
bubble.
It worked.
The device worked.
No,
I gotta believe this guy's friends with Devin. Where else would he come from? Only a psychopath like that.
Does it look like Devin's working on a gun?
No, I'm saying
he's trying to figure out what the sword says.
They probably were on the same Ghost Hunter show together, looking around for Billy the Kid Ghost or some shit in Utah.
I realized I have an infrared lens on my camera the other day.
What you guys don't realize is that's an exclusive. That's an exclusive scoop. That's his next show.
What city and state are you in, Nick?
This is in Massachusetts, where we're
told me
outside
that.
of Boston. Yeah.
You're out. What part? Waltham.
Haverhill. I used to go to Waltham a lot, though. I used to go to Waltham every day because my children's hospital was there.
No shit.
Yeah.
I figured you guys were some Plymouth guys or Lowell.
Oh, no.
Like redneck
No.
Massachusetts.
My stepfather's from Lowell. He knew the guy that the fighter or the one with Christian Bale.
The fighter.
Yeah.
The fighter.
Yeah.
No shit, huh?
Yeah, you knew those guys.
I got to get out there. I love Massachusetts. I got family. I got a godson in Waltham.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Waltham's nice. They use Waltham for Knives Out. Lowell, they got a nice baseball stadium. They got like the A ball club for
Knives Out was a little overrated. Wouldn't you agree? It was a little overrated.
Oh yeah, I think it's pretty weak.
What do you give it out of 10?
6.
6.5.
Maddie gives it a 6.
7.
Yeah, the third act is so contrived. That's the problem. It's a fun ride.
As soon as the morphine thing happened, I'm like, guys, he wouldn't be cognitive. Like
Facts. There are facts there.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I personally loved it, but I've only seen it once.
And it's all of us.
Yeah, I personally loved the movie. It's just a matter of opinion.
I think the ensemble that makes it. Like, if you like the ensemble, it's gonna be more entertaining.
Here, Kaiser, here's what we'll do. After this episode's over, we'll cut out the first 45, retitle it as your episode, and we'll send you your cut later, okay?
I like all my money in Canadian loons.
Understood. I just realized Maddie was one step ahead of me. The stream has been retitled.
Where's Junior? Is he sleeping? Maddie? Where's Junior? Is he sleeping?
No, he actually went on his first sleepover tonight.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Where's that at?
And just upstairs. And he actually wore his Metallica shirt. Just saying.
Are you shitting me?
I've been listening to a lot of Metallica lately.
Have you? Me too, brother. Like I was off of them for a good year. Not like hating them, just not listening to them. And I don't know, this fucking pandemic has got me like riding the lightning again. You know what I mean? I never used to like whenever Mo Rivera would come out, like that's the only time that I would be like, yes, Metallica, because that was just a cool way to enter a baseball game. But like lately, I've just kind of been like in a heavy, like grungy 90s. What Bro, go to the first 3 albums. Go Kill 'Em All, Master of Puppets, and Ride the Lightning.
Yeah,
and really get familiar with what that band really is, because it's symphonic heavy metal.
Yeah, they got it's very lyrical too. Like I never realized how good their lyrics were.
Yeah, they are, to me, it goes Led Zeppelin, then them. You know, the greatest metal bands of all time. Nice. That's my opinion. You know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. Is Devin checking his teeth right now?
He's singing Metallica. And I told him not to do it.
I thought he was looking in a mirror to see if he had some seaweed or something stuck between his teeth.
Oh, Devin,
he's still trying to decipher those things. I don't know why he's still at it, but he is.
Devin, are you Google translating the Chinese signs on there?
Yeah,
Google Translate doesn't support it, so I'm trying to find something that does.
Can you play a Metallica song in Chinese? Can we hear it with like maybe a?
I bet you could. We'd get flagged for it, but
yeah. Find the Szechuan version of One. It's called Szechuan. It's called Szechuan, I believe.
There's Metallica playing in Shanghai.
If you Google Szechuan, I believe One will pop up. But it's what the Chinese troops play to get fired up.
Just don't Google Szechuan with an accent over it. That's going to bring the Mexican version.
I might get that. I gotta find that Metallica, the one that they released in theaters a few years ago. The
there's
white one.
there's a mariachi.
What is it? Through
With
the
Kane
what's it called? Shit.
Mariachi Metallica? Were you about to say?
Mariachi Metallica, or no, Mariachi Sabbath.
Mariachi
They're
Metallica.
fucking phenomenal. This Mariachi Sabbath is the sickest shit you ever heard. There's
Did
an
they have
episode.
Iron Man?
There's an episode. Jack Osborne and Ozzy did a show where they traveled across America together. I don't know if you saw it, like a father and son trip across America. Which
Better than ever.
Ozzy's my for me it goes like Belushi, Charlie Chaplin, Ozzy, and then everybody else gets in line after that. So I watched the show and like they go to this bar in Texas.
Okay. We won't do the sound because we'll get flagged for the sound. But you guys just gotta see this image.
Yeah, all two of your viewers are gonna flag you.
As long as they're not secretly owned by DC, we'll be good.
I guess I have to have one more. Which fucks. Hold on.
Crazy Trail with a K. Yeah, this was.
It's
Where'd they go? Yeah, look at these guys. The little dancing guy.
Oh, yeah, Jib Jab. That's the website. That does it.
Oh wow. That's ridiculous. Thank you for that.
That's ridiculous. Out of all the things, that's ridiculous.
Oh, I love it. It's very ridiculous. We were talking about Mulan before you got here, Kaiser.
I just left a room full of girls that were watching it to eat Chinese food and talk to you jerk offs.
So they're eating Chinese food and watching Mulan?
No, I ordered Chinese food with a bunch of girls. We were hanging out. We smoked some bud. They started Mulan, and I said, I'm out.
Are any of them ever in this area near me?
Are the girls in Vegas in Boston? Think about it.
They're the homegirls I work with. They're fellow producers on the show.
They should start producing more stuff around here.
Yeah. The first thing you need to produce is a bowl of fucking cinnamon nut crunch right now. I want to see you eat cereal right now.
Okay.
I want you to go get a bowl of cereal right now. Why does anybody listen to this shit I say? I don't make any fucking sense.
It's kind of the
to me the thing they released for the Riley the Instagram video. Did you see that of me?
Yeah.
See, that's just me sending Nerd Chronic like a never-ending fucking video. It just goes.
I was
and
gonna say
to watch that dude fucking like chop it up.
I was gonna say that's actually something I've always wondered. So he edits the promos you guys send as well, like those. So those videos, some of them go longer than they are.
Sometimes, dude, I know what he wants. I'll just send him a 15-second clip and be like, "Fuck it," you know what I mean? Like, I know you need this beat. I know you need this beat, right? I know. Harloff gave up a long time ago trying to tell me what the fuck my promo. Like, I have to hit very important story beats, but other than that, dude, he knows it's like that's just a horse you can't put a saddle on. You got to let him go. You know what I mean? Like, but he does. It's not that he doesn't write awesome shit for me. It's that I can't remember it.
Cereal was a good call.
I can't fucking remember no lines nobody gives me. I'm all terrible actor when you put a script in front of me. Like, however, I will write the shit in the fucking Uber ride to the studio at 9 in the morning on my phone. Like this, dude.
Honestly, I think the off the cuff stuff comes off better. Like in any situation like that, when like your goal is to talk up your person and say whatever entertaining thing you can to down talk the opponent. I think off the cuff is always better than trying to like pre-write the. Yeah,
you're 100%. But to be honest, and for me to be honest with you, a true off-the-cuff performer, someone like Burnett doesn't come with a goddamn thing rehearsed, but it all seems like magical, right? Me, on the other hand, I come at least with beats and notes and lines for the opening. At the end, I don't know. I don't have that much bandwidth. Like, I can't produce myself for the Jen Sturger interviews. That just rips. I just let that go. Like I've learned to follow her. It was hard at first because it's like working with a comedic partner. You gotta figure out rhythms and timing and all that shit. And you got to realize that's a Jen's house, and you play into that. And so it took me a minute, but I don't prepare shit for that. Yeah. That's all completely off the cuff. But I come in, and Burnett always tells me, he's like, well, you're a fucking actor. You have to write your own lines. I'm not an actor. You know, that's what Burnett always said to me. He's like, by the way, if I ever direct a movie ever again, we'll get you in on somehow.
That was a really good Burnett.
I'm going to tell you something, brother. Like, I was tripped out because I fucking recently torn my bicep days before fucking Smets' match, maybe a week or two before Smets' match. You can, again, where he won the belt. You can noticeably see me holding my fucking arm like this. And then me and Chance tangled up on the stage, and fucking I hurt it fucking even more. And now
it's like fell off the fucking stage.
Oh yeah, you were there. You were fucking there. I forgot you were there. And like,
like he says that, and you guys saw part of it. He literally almost fell off the fucking stage. With
a torn motherfucking bite.
Caleb like put his hand in my back and pushed me forward, trying to catch him. I'm like,
oh yeah, everyone was swelled up pretty fucking quick.
I was gonna say, at least you have people to catch you.
Well, that's true. That's not, at least now I do at this point in my life. But the funny thing is, I was all fucking like, I don't like taking pills or medication for anything like painkillers or nothing, but someone gave me an edible and said it'll help your pain with your arm. I said, is it a mild one? I got to perform in a couple hours. Like, yeah. I took it and I'm like, what am I going to a Jimi fucking Hendrix concert right now? So I was all tripping. And the only thing that calmed me down was sitting in the basement of the fucking event with the captain for about 2 hours, and just milking a beer every hour, and just talking movies with Burnett, and it chilled me right the fuck out. And just hanging with him really chilled me out. And then I had an hour and a half to get Smets ready, and I was back in action. Nice. But it was a very weird day for me.
Those edibles can be give or take with those. Like I had some that were like these gummy worms, like because they were like the dispensed from the medical thing. Mm-hmm. And one of those put me in a coma. I
didn't even take I literally probably took like 5 milligrams. I was trying to take it as Advil, but I think it was just my mind was getting to the better of me, and the shock of the pain, and you know how your fucking brain works in weird ways. But I know what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, you could take. I remember the first time I ever took them, someone gave me like a breath mint. Yeah, and I was at a Judas Priest concert. I'm like, oh, what is this? It's a fucking mint. And I'm like, what the fuck? I felt like I was in Woodstock in '69. I'm like, I gotta leave. I had to leave the fucking show. 8 songs in, I got in the car, went home. Like, where's Kaiser? Like, I'm done with. I love Judas Priest, but I'm out. I'm out for the night. I can't.
No more.
No more. I took headed out on the highway. Yeah.
One of the funniest things I've ever seen was not that I did this, but I was with a group of friends at a party, and one of the guys is a thorough stoner. Like, this is the man that's always baking goods, and he's like the dude that'll like cook that shit in a crock pot and take the oil.
Oh wow, makes his own butter.
Yeah, no, he's like up with it. So we had this party, and these two guys left to go get like chips and drinks, and that's when the mega stoner showed up with his brownies. They came back, didn't realize he brought them, and ate 4 each before
I've never been to a party like that in my life.
In the middle of the night, everyone's having fun at the party. These fucking two are sitting in the corner, just out of their mind. Like, what is happening?
That's what you give a guy whose leg got blown off on Normandy. You give him 4 brownies, and like, you know, we're out of morphine, so hope this works.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I have a story like that. We made brownies.
About morphine?
What?
I have a story about morphine.
We baked.
Shocking, Nick, that you or your friend would have a story about. You probably have a bag of morphine at your feet right now. I mean,
every day I wake up and I have to take morphine from my back, and then I walk around, and then I go back to bed. The end. It's not a good story.
God, that was sad. Maddie, go ahead.
Now, here's a good one. My friends and I, we melted 1/8 of weed into oil, and we made brownies with it. So it was potent as hell. I ate 2 of them. I mean, decent sized squares. And we went to Denny's and had something to eat. And I don't remember about a mile walk back to our house. They hit us in the restaurant. I don't remember getting back. I woke up the next morning like,
They'll send you out there, man. They'll put you on
I
your
really
own.
miss Denny's.
And for you to miss a night at Denny's is obviously tells
Yeah.
you how fucked up you were, because you don't.
They
miss,
closed the Denny's near us.
You don't miss a scram slam. I know how it is.
Oh, I miss the slams.
that was slamtastic. I remember at least eating some of it, and I remember it was slamtastic.
You remember that movie Let's Be Cops?
Oh,
I
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Funny movie.
When he
But-
accidentally like takes the crystal meth.
Well, it's similar to that. Like, I went to a Producers Guild screening of that, and I brought my buddy John Fulton, who's an actor, and he brought edibles. There's a Tootsie Roll, and you don't know how much you're taking, right? He's like, eat half of this. He's like, it'll kick in the minute this movie falls apart. And he was right. It was like the dumbest shit. It was still funny. I'm like, this is a good movie. And I'm like, this is not a good movie. Like,
And then you
that
go
movie
back.
happened. That movie happened quick. It starts out really good, and you're like, "Oh,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is fucking dope," and you're like, "This is some bullshit." You know, this is like Police Academy 4.
Yeah.
But it
Maybe
started out good.
Academy 5.
That
love
movie
those movies,
drives for about 15 minutes, and the
Right?
rest of it is spent trying to glide along on their
Yeah.
chemistry from New Girl. Like, that's all that movie is.
And they're good
Oh my
actors.
God, I forgot about
They're
that.
good
They're
actors.
really
They
good
know
at
each
it.
other. They're
They're
good, yeah.
actors.
And they're great on New Girl together. That's
I
why it's
forgot
like,
they
it's
were on
literally
New
why
Girl.
that movie got made.
Yeah.
Megan Fox is on some episodes of New Girl.
That's the best performance I think she's put in her entire career.
This is
And that's
40.
not saying
She's
much.
good.
Whoa.
Yeah, great.
Okay, around the room, starting with Matt. Best sitcom of all time.
Shit.
It can change tomorrow, but today. So it's basically a sitcom you want to watch right now after eating a bunch of chicken and waffles and smoking a blunt, which is about what we call Tuesday for you.
Okay, now that changes it for me. I was gonna say All in the Family because it's just a great
Good call.
show.
Norman Lear.
But if
Great
I'm gonna
Norman
be
Lear.
high,
No. You don't. I'm
Oh,
just
in general,
joking.
okay.
I was
Okay,
talking about
yeah,
the
All
other
in the
Matt.
Family.
You don't look like you eat as much chicken and waffles as he does. All in the Family.
that's all I eat is chicken and waffles.
Is it?
That's
Me too.
all I eat.
If you put me on a desert island, I'll take chicken and waffles and then sushi next.
Okay.
But that's
Yeah,
not the question here. So you're going All in
Not-
the Family. Norman
All in
Lear.
the Family.
That's one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I guess we'll swing over to old chicken sacrifice Chris. What do you got?
Oh, good one. So you think that my sitcom with the audience laughing, not my regular comedy, right?
Well, it's it's what you'd probably put on right now to make yourself feel good about life. So when I
You
say
know what?
favorite, it's your favorite today. It's your favorite today. Could change tomorrow.
And recently, it's surprisingly The Good Place. I find it one of the most funniest.
Oh, yeah,
entertaining,
no, that's a-
and
Yeah, no, I've heard only phenomenal things about that show, and I love all the actors in it.
and then my other one is Crazy Ex-Girlfriend because I love the music, make me laugh so much watching it.
I think it's because you probably got a few crazy ex-girlfriends is probably why you like that one. All right, fucking Matty G.
MASH.
Ooh,
Oh,
going old school, huh?
Was MASH a sitcom?
The guy that played Odo on Deep Space Nine was in MASH.
I would call it a dramatic comedy, but it had a laugh track, so you probably would call it a
Yeah,
sitcom.
Oh, yeah, you probably could fit it, yeah.
It had a fucking laugh track, so I guess technically it's a sitcom.
I didn't even think about that.
Maddie, are you a fan of the Altman movie?
Mhm.
Yeah, me too, man.
I
All right,
actually
so that-
saw the movie before the TV show.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my dad used to make me watch it as a kid, and I thought it was the most boring fucking shit in the world. And then I went to film school, and then I learned about Robert Altman, and I fell in love with MASH, the movie, and then, yeah, I actually understood the show after that. All right, AA Ron.
Yeah, same way.
All right, I'll go with two different
It was a
ones.
long,
One,
dramatic pause, like you're winning a fucking award. or
Um,
something.
I'm thinking. All
By
right,
watching
so
the news.
I'd like to
Yeah.
thank the Academy and my family, and of course Jesus.
You got to
He's
think.
Googling his
You
answer.
gotta fit him in there.
here, all
Nick,
right.
while we're at it, let's thank baby Jesus, too.
Yeah.
Oh,
don't
dude, we're
make-
baby Jesus.
We don't want him to get shortchanged.
The Christmas Jesus is my favorite.
Well, Christmas Jesus, let's get him in, too. Let's get all the Jesuses in.
All right, so
We'll get Buddy
I'll say
Strike in while we're at it.
in terms of a show that like I can watch at any point that makes me laugh a lot, I love How I Met Your Mother.
Oh,
I hate the ending as much as most people, which is part of the reason why I like it. But just to throw something out, a show that I've seen both of these, and I know a lot of people in my age group haven't. Cheers and Frasier are both brilliant.
Love Cheers. Love Cheers.
Yeah.
I watched
The writing in
both of them on
Cheers is like a
Netflix back to
symphony.
back.
If you watch Cheers, the writing is a symphony. It's like Mozart.
It is.
It really
here's
is.
the thing about Kelsey Grammer. Kelsey Grammer was on an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation, Cause and Effect, where he shows up as
There
the
we go.
captain at the end of the time loop.
There we go.
Where'd he go?
Gotta
To
fit it
puke?
in.
Heaven.
He went to heaven?
Yep.
Maddie did? So he puked and went to heaven.
Yeah, he's in the good place now. Chris's
He's
favorite
in the
show.
good place. Yeah. Dynamite callback, Nikki. All right, Sleepy. Devin, favorite sitcom?
All right.
The sword gradually.
I didn't watch much of sitcoms. The only one that comes to mind is something that I actually watched. Was like Alf.
You watched
Maybe.
all of Friends.
Ooh,
and
Is that real or are you just trying to be
And
funny?
The Office.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. What?
You said Elf. Is that real or are you trying to be funny?
Alien life form. Alf.
That's your number one. You could have picked anything. You took a guy with a
genuinely
hand.
forgot about those other ones
He
we
forgot that he
watched.
watched Seinfeld, Friends, The Office.
Yeah. But okay, Nick. I mean, if is he sticking with it or does he want to change?
I mean, I think you
Fuck
gotta
it,
be,
I'll stick with it.
you gotta
for
be grateful for what you
representation's
get for him.
I just know you're his interpreter. I wanted to make sure.
Yeah. I would say, God, probably 30 Rock.
Good
That's
one.
a good one.
I know it doesn't have a laugh track, but I mean,
That
if you're
doesn't
going
have
with
to have a
laugh track,
laugh.
it's
Well,
Friends.
I would say nowadays.
I didn't actually see Mork and Mindy.
You have seen it, Devin?
I didn't actually see that
Oh,
one.
you'd love
I
it, bro.
saw Alf, but I didn't see Mork and Mindy.
You'd love it. It's impressive. Then
Robin
again,
Williams. Yeah, I just
everything
haven't gotten
Robin
around to
Williams-
finding
yeah.
it.
That's Robin Williams, right? Mork, yeah.
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 Because Robin Williams, as we all know, puts on a clinic in anything he does. But Devin, watching him in that space is pretty amazing because he invents the whole thing. You know, what was on paper was probably a fucking alien comes to Earth and shacks up with some chick. And then he Robin Williamsifies the whole fucking thing. It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
It's like his genie meets an alien. It's fucking fantastic.
You know, you're right. It kind of is I Dream of Jeannie, but the reverse, because it's a dude coming to live with a chick. Whereas
that is
the other way
totally
around.
favorite.
A
That's
supernatural
That's
chick.
pretty accurate.
Well, I Dream of Jeannie is a supernatural chick comes to live with a astronaut, a regular guy.
Would you
Mork
consider
and Mindy.
Gilligan's Island a sitcom?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would too. I was just thinking that.
Absolutely.
Well, if Caleb was here, I'm going to give Caleb's. It would have been I Dream of Jeannie, without a doubt.
I mean, I watched that as a
It's
kid.
pretty good too.
I'm going
He
to say
wa-
The Honeymooners, man, the original with Jackie Gleason is my number one.
Ooh, good
That's
one.
a good one.
Because I used to watch that after the Yankees games. That and The
Ah.
Twilight Zone was always on back to back.
Twilight Zone's
I'm
good. Yeah.
pretty
You watched
convinced.
the new Twilight Zone?
I'm pretty well, not in the '60s, motherfucker. But what I'm saying is this:
Now.
is-
There's
is
new
after
Twilight
the-
Zone with Jordan Peele.
I didn't watch that shit. After
It's
the new
actually
number-
pretty good.
The old
I'm
ones are
sure
better
it is.
though.
I'm sure it is. When I was
Yeah.
like a 9-10-year-old kid, I used to watch the Yankee games, and then at like 10-11 o'clock, it was always the fucking Honeymooners and then the Twilight Zone. It was almost like it built you up, like it was like a twofer. You're like, oh, this is so funny. Oh, I'm laughing so hard. And all of a sudden it's like, what the fuck is there an alien doing on the wing of this airplane, man? It's tripping me out.
Or the doll one. That doll one is still.
Crazy.
Oh,
Have you
my-
ever heard? There's a commentary
What's that
for one of the Twilight Zones that's pretty hilarious. They're talking to like this old guy that was on an episode, and like it's an interview, and he just doesn't care. They're asking him about like some things on the episode. Well, a lot of people have theorized that this. I don't care. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, was it about the Twilight Zone, the movie, where there was the helicopter accident and all that?
No,
Oh,
I
God.
think it was just a random like episode that was like some sort of like PBS type.
Oh, I thought it
Commentary
was someone.
for-
Okay, got you.
I'll look for it on YouTube, but it's pretty hilarious. He
It
just
was
like
something like, I know what he's talking about. It was like a documentary on this one episode, and they're trying to interview the guy that was. Now this is like 30 years later.
It's
They
great.
interview the guy that was in the show, and he's just cranky ass old man. He's like, I don't want to fucking talk about that. It's funny as
I feel
hell.
like the movie's pretty fucking trippy too, man. Like
I love the movie. Like that.
Twilight
scene
on
on
the
the
movie.
airplane-
Fucking
That scene on the airplane fucks my head. up. Like I'm already. I don't like to fly anyway.
When the kid brings home the teacher, dude, was the creepiest shit in that whole fucking thing, dude.
It's great.
Wasn't that movie like a collaboration of a bunch of big directors too? Because I know Spielberg did one. Didn't Landis do one as well?
Landis was the one where the person
The one with
killed.
the helicopter, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like 4 directors.
Yeah.
I remember sneaking into that shit when I was a kid, like that Poltergeist. I'd buy a ticket for Indiana Jones and I'd sneak into Poltergeist. I remember buying a ticket for Big and sneaking into Die Hard. That's how old my ass is, boy.
Man,
He is now old enough to understand Die Hard, and we just watched it for the first time that he understood it. He fucking, oh my god!
I think it's the greatest action movie of all time, bar none.
It's so good.
Line for line.
There's definitely an argument that could be made about that.
I mean, and here's the beauty of it. It's that Snake Plissken shit. Like, this guy doesn't want to deal with this shit. He's not trying to be a hero. He wants to go home. You know what I mean? Like,
what's
he don't
the
care.
line? Come to the party. We'll have a few laughs.
And then the line in Escape from New York basically is the same line as that. Is when the guy says to Snake Plissken, he goes, the president's been kidnapped. He goes, the president of what? The president of what?
Was Escape from New York first?
No.
Before Die Hard?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, no. Escape from New York, yes, is 80.
Yeah. 84,
Yeah.
83.
Die
Okay.
Hard's 89, 88.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe
You're
it
right.
was
I
87,
was gonna
88.
say I knew Die Hard was 88. For some reason I always thought Escape from New York was like 88, 89
I think
as
it's
well.
82. Someone should Google that shit because
I
I
can-
know
I can check.
he did.
So I
he
did
probably
find,
Halloween in 78.
Yes.
I did find that Twilight Zone commentary. If you wanted some audio from that, it's pretty hilarious.
You were close, Kaiser. 81.
Was Escape from New York?
Yeah. Wow, that's
Yeah,
way
no.
earlier than I thought. Okay.
So wait, was it
And
released in
Escape
82?
from, Escape from 88 or 81.
July 81.
It was
Yeah,
released
and
in
then LA
81.
was 96.
LA was 96. Wow. I don't know why
Yeah.
I thought there was a shorter gap than there was. Wow.
Nikki, play the soundtrack. What do we
Oh
got?
yeah, here we go.
Watching it together for the first time.
I don't
Moving
care
into a land
anything
of both
about it.
shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just
I love
crossed
it.
over into the Twilight Zone.
What was going on with you while you were making this?
I don't remember. It's too long ago.
What today's audience doesn't understand, and maybe we could put this in context. You're playing a jockey for many years. Anytime anybody said anything about a short, you were the butt of jokes.
Well, I'm tired of that.
Oh,
He's had enough. He doesn't want to be. Nikki, nobody wants that. He doesn't want to be talk
the
about that.
younger audience, because they don't understand.
The younger audience doesn't want to
Oh,
see
that's
this.
That's who's watching this.
No, it isn't.
Yes,
They're watching sexy.
the kids.
What do you say? They're watching sexy what?
Sexy things.
I wish he would have been like, you can suck my dick. I'm not answering that question.
I don't want.
Probably would
All of
have.
a sudden, he just is like, you can suck my dick. My
That's the made for TV edit.
My 82-year-old shriveling dick, you can suck it.
And the guy interviewed him is just so taken back by. He's like, "Oh,
Okay, next question.
He doesn't even press it. He's just like, okay.
All right.
Well,
I can't believe I
kind of
forgot
doesn't get the
his
hint that
right
he doesn't want to fucking talk.
I'm shocked."
I gotta eat this Master Chu's Szechuan House chicken. It's getting cold. Should I have one
Beer,
more beer?
out of the cold.
I might have to go to bed soon.
What
I
happened?
gotta get up at 4:30 in the morning. But
Oh shoot.
Oh, fuck that.
4:30
What
Vegas time.
are you doing here? What are you doing in Vegas? Like, what? I know you're working on the show and everything. What exactly are you doing for the show?
so there's this show Love Island that's on right now on the West Coast, Saturdays at 8:00 we do a recap show, but 6 days a week we shoot and edit in real time. So a new episode comes out the next day.
Wow.
Right.
It's literally the most challenging fucking thing I've ever done in my life. Now, that's not to say it's that intense filming 24 hours a day, but when you are filming, it can be intense. But just thinking about as we're filming things, we're sending the notes to post-production and they're getting the footage streamed to them and they're editing it in real time to get an episode out the next day. It's crazy. You know, it's about 6 couples trying to find love, you know, and normally the show shoots in Fiji on a Love Island, you know, and because of COVID, they decided to do it in Vegas. And we're literally at the Caesars at a rooftop, you know, villa that's closed off from the world. We're staying at the hotel closed off. Everyone's wearing masks, COVID tests once a week. Shuttle from the hotel to the set back. You get to the gym, you get to the pool, that's it. No one's pulling slots. Nobody's going out and seeing shows. We're literally in our bubble. And I'm working as a control room producer. So I kind of help the executive producers run the control room, put this camera on over here. Let's follow this story. Let's get these people in for an interview. And then the other half of the time I'm doing story producing, which is where I'm kind of writing the scenes as paper cuts, you know, paper edits. And then I'm sending that to the post-production team. Like, this is how I would cut it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then however they cut it, you know.
Yeah.
But this is funny. This is sweet. This is this.
Yeah.
So,
I would love to be on a show like Love Island.
I was going to say,
And then,
we have to try to get Nikki on one so we can find out.
No, that'd be great.
Hollywood. We'll get Nikki out here.
Yeah. It's funny is I
know.
actually sent you a message today, John. The kid and I were talking about you today.
You sent me a message?
I did. I Facebook messaged you.
Slid in the DM, did you?
I had 6 text messages from Smets that were at 3:00. I didn't check till 6:30. You know what I mean? Like fucking.
Yeah. Well, because he looked at me. He's like, "Where's Kaiser, Dad?" I went, wait a minute. I know that answer. I was like, "He's in Vegas. He's doing something in Vegas." He's like, "Well, he should send me something. Tell him I miss him." I went,
He should send me something. I should send him something.
I was like, "All right, I'll."
No, he's not wrong. The boy is not wrong. I should send him. I'm a little overdue.
He's like, "But Dad, well, tell him I'm wearing his shirt." I went, "Fine."
Yeah, he's not wrong. Outside of my own godson, I probably like spoiling him the next most. So he's entitled to it. You know, he's
Ask
Maddie.
Caleb if he wants to see me on Love Island.
I will. I'll ask him when he gets home in the morning, and I'm sure
you and Devin
his answer, he'll
go on
go,
the road. You and Devin
Yes.
should jump on a box. You should jump on a train like hobos and come out to LA. We'll get you all set up. We'll get you guys working. You know, I mean, look at you two. You belong out here. You don't belong in Lowell, Massachusetts. Let's be real.
Now, the joke would be Nikki doesn't know much about sexual stuff, so getting him on the show and him discovering what certain things mean would be great.
Oh, boy, look at here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah, Aaron told me what it was when you weren't here. It's really disappointing.
Well, I think, but did you get his response to that? Nikki made a joke that he sent, or made a comment that he sent Christian like little wheels for them to take with them on like
The spinning wheel, yeah.
Yeah, it's a spinning wheel he 3D printed, and he said he sent him, you know, a message and slid into his DMs for it.
I didn't say that. No, you said that. I said that I sent Christian a DM.
You're
I didn't
actually
say split it.
working out.
Well, and we all, because we knew what, you know, we knew what Nikki meant, but then we also know what sliding into DMs really means.
Yeah.
So we need somebody to explain to Nikki exactly what that means. And I think out of all of our friends of the show, Kaiser would be definitely the best person.
Spoiled it though.
Well, I bet John will have a better answer. So
I hope so, because I was really disappointed in Aaron's explanation.
So what we're gonna do?
Don't know why I'm that close, but hi.
Is we're gonna take everybody but the two of you out, and you two can have a little discussion.
That's Chris. That's not me. That's me.
That's your Halloween costume. You're going as Chris this year.
Yeah. He
I
wanted
tell
to cut
you,
my face out of the
now
shop.
that Devin is here, I feel better about myself.
Yeah,
Devin?
so they told me that it was like this big, like, thing, sliding in the DM. So I thought, like, which body part could have the initials DM? Because I thought that it had to be something like some sort of act that you commit. And they said it's just messaging somebody for sex.
Listen, DM, think of it as your dick muscle. You know what I mean? It's your
See, that's better. That's better than what they told me, because at least that's filthy.
But the DM is where you get it on. You're like, hey, what's going on? For a guy like you, you'd probably be like, hey, man, what's going on? Did you see the most recent episode of Sigmund and Morty, or Morty and his uncle? What's that show called?
Rick and Morty.
Yeah, you've seen episode 6. You got to find a girl who likes what you like. Slide and be like, hey, I saw that you posted about that shit. I like that shit too. We should talk about it. That's sliding into a DM. It doesn't necessarily have to mean fucking. You're just sliding in to get some conversation, get some intel.
See, that's more civilized.
And if she ain't feeling you, you're on to the next girl.
No. Okay.
You ain't just trying, like, some motherfuckers are just trying to get laid.
Nah.
But the way to slide in is find mutual ground. Find something to talk about. Find something you both care about, because then you can make it real. That's how you slide into a DM.
If they hate Justice League, then that's good.
I've never seen it.
You don't. Wait until the Snyder Cut comes out. You like it. No, do wait. Don't watch it. Wait until the Snyder Cut comes out.
I've only seen DC movies with Heath Ledger, and that's it.
That's a good one. I like that one.
I like the Bane one too.
Bane one's good. Yeah, no, I really like Bane.
I was born in the shadow.
Yeah. You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man.
My favorite line he had in that movie was, Chandru really is a punk who will lose his belt next season. Remember that one?
Yeah, I think I do. It was right before he blew up Ben Roethlisberger in the Pittsburgh Steelers.
He thinks he's hot now until the Smasher smashes his face against the floor and gets his belt back. That's a good impression for me to go out on. That's how you know I'm out of material when I'm doing Bane shade.
If you like that, you should watch the Harley Quinn animated series, because they use that voice whenever Bane shows up.
I still haven't seen the Harley Quinn movie yet, so I got to see that.
Yeah, no, that's all right. That's good. I like both. Yeah, I like Harley Quinn. Hey, everybody, he had a more like astute explanation.
Don't watch the Harley Quinn movie.
Man.
Don't watch the Harley Quinn movie?
No, it's bad.
Suicide Squad? Or no? What's it called?
Harley Quinn Birds of Prey is pretty good. It's all right.
And the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn.
I gotta see it. I gotta see the Birds.
It's not bad. It's good.
I feel like I have to watch it. Like,
every woman in the movie's a good guy, and every man in the movie's a bad guy.
Cinematography alone looks sick.
They just tried to make it too much like Deadpool, and it just didn't work.
Yeah, that's the.
I could see where people would get that reaction.
I get the comparison. Yeah.
What it does is
it tries to be this hard R, and it just doesn't really line up with the rest of the shit they've done. So I could see where the people would say that.
The other big thing with Deadpool, to compare it to Deadpool, is it does the same like in media res thing where it starts the movie and then it goes
non-linear
voiceover, backstory, and it's flashing back and
Yeah, it's just.
That's Chris's chin. Kaiser looks like he froze mid-sneeze.
Why was that so funny?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm back.
I'm back, bitches.
Listen, the Watchmen show on HBO is the real deal. Holy
fuck. Oh, it's so good.
I love Regina King.
Don't nobody spoil it for me, because I'm only on like episode 7.
God, no. Episode 7, okay. What do you think of looking at?
The last thing I remember, she was on like that hallucinogenic trip thing.
Nostalgia, yeah. That's the best episode. Yeah. Oh my God, cool. Hooded Justice though. How badass is Hooded Justice?
Damon Lindelof is a good writer.
Oh,
he writes all those episodes. That's the baddest thing about that show. Like, he's one of my fucking favorites. Like, people love Lindelof.
They're so detailed. Like,
Lindelof hates my stop. He's a brilliant writer.
I'd love to just get one of the scripts for that episode, and just read it, because it's got to be just so detailed. The way that the camera pans, and it's fantastic.
I've met him a couple times, and he's a fucking dope dude. He's just as cool as you'd expect to be, man. I worked with him. We worked on a Producers Guild video together, just both donating our time. Awesome guy. Awesome guy.
Yeah, sounds like
That's
fun.
awesome.
I told him, I said, listen, I know I'm beyond being an assistant, but I'd go back and be an assistant if you needed an assistant. He's like, okay, Kaiser, I'll throw your hat in the ring next time. Which he never will, but it was funny that he said that. Like, all right, Kaiser, I'll throw your hat in the ring next time. But
You're like, sure you will.
I'm like, all right, I know where to find you, motherfucker. I should have told him that. All right, I gotta bail. I gotta get up at 4 a.m. I love you, fucking bitches.
Kaiser, have fun.
It was always
That's the
blast
nicest thing
hanging with
anyone
you
said
guys.
to me.
Next time, John, I see you're online and I have the kid, I will just call you over the online.
Well, I'll tell you this much. Just know this. I'm home pretty much after 6:30 p.m. West Coast time.
Okay.
So
Because
hit
the
me
kid
up. Hit me. I would love to say hello to him. You know I love him to death. Tell him I said hello.
I will.
All right, fuckers. Goodbye.
Bye, Kaiser.
That was because I'm kicked back. I finally got my internet stable for at least a little while. And of course, what do I get? Oh, somebody will be there to work on it between 9 and 5 on Monday. I'm like, well, I'm glad at least there's
They're
no
working on Labor Day, yeah.
Well, no, I'm glad that Caleb doesn't have school on Monday, and I can, I've got a paper to write, so it's not that big a deal. I can do most of it offline.
Matt, did you see what I got today?
No, what did you get?
Yeah, I finally got myself a lightsaber.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
good.
Look at this.
Hold on,
It's
before the
metal.
before
It's
the
probably
help
5
shows
pounds.
up, that looks like the world's most painful dildo.
Oh yeah.
Hey, don't knock it before you
God.
try it.
Just
Look, look, if I was look, depending on how today went, if I got home at like 3, 4 in the morning, this would definitely be in use.
See,
Like,
the
my
thing with the
brother
cross
was-
guard is
brother was sitting in the room
it's
and all of a
not
sudden
gonna
I
get
just
stuck
hear.
there.
Let me see. Where's the thing? They just hear like.
The cross guard prevents it from going in too deep.
True.
I think with the
I
size
know,
of that
it's
thing,
only going in.
no matter
Look at the
what.
size of that thing. What's your Joey's? Thank you so much.
I don't push him.
Thank you so much.
I don't push him. Get out.
Father who
That'll go.
already 3D
That can go down the throat and out the ass, man. That's some
Sorry,
human centipede kind of shit right there.
True. It is true. It is very
Yeah,
true.
is
No.
that one of the ones you can change the crystal?
No, the ones like that, the Obi-Wan, Vader and all those, the color that it was in the movie is the color that it is. The
Gotcha.
ones that you can actually take the crystals out and put, the different color ones in are the ones you actually make at the park.
Build yourself, yeah.
Yeah. So, which next year, whenever I go again, I'm going to be doing that for sure. Because I didn't get to do it last time and I was very disappointed.
Yeah, that's one of those things where it's like you gotta have the money backed up to get that going.
Yeah, which I mean, I had the money to do it, and then I got hungry, and then I got family stuff.
Bruce, you're a little late. We had Kaiser on like 10 minutes ago. You're a little late, buddy.
Yep.
Here, I'm gonna go take a leak, real quick. I'll be back.
Yikes!
Thought you wanted it.
Double J.
Look, if I'm back and Chris has his chin up to the camera again, I'm gonna do the layout again. I had to do it. Had to. He did it the first time I saw that. I was like, I'm gonna zoom in, and he kind of had his face back
That was
in,
just such
and then he
good
does it
timing.
again. I was like,
That was just such good timing, Beer.
Oh, I loved it. All right, don't get your chin stuck in the camera. I'll be back.
The crimson chin.
Hey, Nikki, I didn't get to hear it, but do you enjoy the first 3 episodes of Boys season 2?
Oh, I love the boys. Yeah, boys is
Yeah.
great.
So good.
Yeah.
I hate the Amazon Prime.
So, Aaron, how was your day?
I'm okay. I'm okay with. I actually like it better than having all of them at once. Spreads it out.
I mean, all
And they're
things
long
considered,
episodes too. They're like 58-minute episodes, so you're
Yeah.
getting a good
okay.
chunk every week.
Yeah, but the ending,
you're-
like, oh my god. Sorry, I can't say too much.
You'll get it in a week. Wait a week.
So, okay, so somebody explain to me how the hell did Kaiser just like show up in the chat because like
yeah. So here's what happened. So
So Devin woke
we
from his
had
coma.
we had our viewers went up by a couple, and then all of a sudden Kaiser shows up in the comments. It was in the middle of Devin saying something. He said this.
Right, I saw that.
And then someone talked about food, so he said this, and then I never brought it up on screen, but right after he sent this.
And Devin said something about blue waffles.
That's funny because like you go, can you send Kaiser a link? And I wait, what? He's in Vegas. What the fuck are you talking about? And then you send me that screenshot, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I gotta get on that Love Island show.
Literally, like, shit, we found our guest. Hey, there we go.
I know, but JTE will be here next week. He has confirmed with me. He had letting everybody know he had some private, some prior engagements, which we can understand. Next week,
I didn't hear that much.
Engagement. The word engagement means other shit going on.
Yeah, I know, but I think it's a poor choice of words considering what he was doing.
My father had a prior engagement that kicked me out of the house.
Yeah, Devin's dad kicked him out of the house at like 8:00. So we're hiding over here from God knows what.
It's safe to go back over.
Oh, it's safe to go back now?
But like, I don't know what I'll find.
I'm scared.
I'm working on that. I'm almost finished
too.
season 1, and then I'm going to run through season 2.
Why did they move it to Netflix?
Because YouTube decided to stop their scripted shows. Like, they're just not going to do shows like that anymore.
Probably smart.
YouTube canned everything they had, and this was the only show worth salvaging.
Oh, gotcha. That makes sense.
Well, like, it was like this, I don't know, the fucking PewDiePie show and that Step Up show they had. Like, that's all they had going.
One with Tom Felton that, like, I watched 2 episodes of and then stopped. Origin.
Good for him for still having a career.
See, I don't know where he went. He was on The Flash for like a second, and then he was just gone.
But
he was there for a whole season, from what I remember.
Yeah, he was never heard from again. Where'd he go? Flashpoint. I don't know.
And he's dead.
He was in that. He was in Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I remember liking him in that.
He was very mean to that monkey.
And he went in that crappy. He went in that crappy.
What did he hate Stimulator Smoke for?
So I was gonna say, I don't know how much longer you wanted to keep the show going. Did you want me to pull up a couple of news stories to bring discussion?
Yeah,
1 or 2.
Yeah,
I figured once Kaiser showed up, it would be all right. Let's see how long he's gonna roast us for. We'll just let it go.
An hour.
Let's go to 2 hours.
Yeah, that's 23 more minutes. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's a 23-minute topic. Well, here's a quick one. So to start with, since most of the people here do, in fact, love DC, we do pretty much have confirmation that Wonder Woman's runtime will be 151 minutes. So this movie will be coming in just over 2.5 hours. Any shocker there?
No.
I just saw the trailer again today, and it looked really good. I hope it'd be good.
Oh, good for you.
I did just finish Caleb and I did watch Bill and Ted yesterday. Take the music, or
good for you.
I still haven't watched the first
really good. I really enjoyed it. As a fan of the first 2, I really enjoyed it. I
was gonna say by next week I should have seen it. I rented all 3 on Amazon, so I'll check them out.
Maybe.
Absolutely, and then we can talk about that. Now Wonder Woman 2.5, just over 2.5 hours. No surprise. It's just a little bit. It's almost the same runtime as the first one, so it kind of, and most
an extra minute. You are risking your life.
In the article, it's 10 minutes longer. The first one was 141,
which isn't bad. That could be one.
See, I used to love long movies, but now it's like, do I want to stay in an enclosed space for that long?
For 4 hours?
Yeah, it's yeah. Thank God the Snyder Cut's not in theaters, because who knows?
Oh, Nikki, shut up.
Yeah, I would, or I'd just like go to something online or something like that. But just
Nikki
the aerosolized virus is lingering.
I feel like Nikki would be the person to like rent out a theater to watch the Snyder Cut, and
I would do that. No, I wanted to do that with Mandalorian. I wanted to do that with Mandalorian.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I was gonna like ask the library or the place downtown. I just never got to it. I have good ideas. I just never do anything about them.
About today when I was at
Matt, what is that?
Pop-Tarts.
Oh, nice. But today, when I was at a place, there was a big noise, and they were playing Rated R right next to the bathroom. So they were playing that at Jurassic Park in 2 other theaters. Like,
huh?
Yeah, they were doing that at AMC around here too.
Yeah, I still want to go back and see Inception in theaters again. Oh.
They were showing Black Panther the past couple weeks as well.
Actually, I can talk about that. So I saw Inception for the first time in theaters the other week.
Wait, have you never seen it before at all?
Yeah, so when the year started, I put together a list of films that I'd never seen that I knew I needed to watch. It was on there. When they announced it was going to go to theaters, I was like, well, shit, I'm just going to wait and see it in theaters. So I did go and see it.
What did you think?
Holy shit.
Did you like it?
Yes. To my computer.
Oh, it was incredible. It was incredible. I want to rewatch it one more time. If theaters that I know. Where'd that come from?
Where it came from the dream.
Well, I know where it came from.
I really okay. On a scale of 1 to 10 to other Nolan movies, do not include The Dark Knight. I do not include those when I talk this. How would you rate it?
Okay, so
well, hold on. I'm going to answer Nikki's question real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't include the Nolan Batman movies because those are kind of
better in every way, shape, and form.
No, they're not original concepts. They follow Batman and so forth. So you kind of see where I'm getting. Shut up! Fuck you. Go away.
Okay, so.
And if we're going by that, we can't include Interstellar and we can't include Memento. And
Interstellar is garbage.
Prestige was based on a book.
What I'm referring to is, they had something laid out. Interstellar and all of that. They're more original concepts than Batman.
Well, Interstellar and Prestige, those at least follow a storyline. I would argue that the Dark Knight trilogy, they don't actually follow a dark any sort of comic book storyline. They take elements from a few different ones. Like you kind of get a little bit of No Man's Land in Dark Knight Rises. You get a little bit of some. There was a Batman comic where you had the razor cuts for the smile.
Right. I know. What I'm getting at is it's outside of a superhero.
You should count them, is what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Here. So here's what I'll say. Nolan as a director, his filmography is one of the things that's coming up next for me to do in my rewatches, so that I can actually have a fresher opinion and actually have scores to all his films.
Okay.
Out of the three films that I have officially scored on a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen Tenet yet, so I don't count. I'm seeing that on Monday, so that doesn't count. Interstellar, I gave a 7 to.
That's fair.
I gave that a 4.
Dunkirk, I loved. To me, that was one of the best of that year, so I gave it a 10. For me, Inception is, and again, I want to see it one more time just so I'm solid, but instant walking out of the theater, to me, 9.5. It is just barely under Dunkirk. The only thing to me that stood out as a little negative was, despite the fact that it does have a longer runtime, I did feel parts of it in terms of the explanation of certain things, or the character was a little rushed.
Lots of exposition.
And there's a lot of the exposition dialogue. They're rushing a lot of it out at once, and I get it because they're wanting to get to the main portion of the film. But that's the only thing that hurt it. Literally, the score, the performances. I thought, in my opinion, Nolan as a writer is someone who struggles with emotion in his films. That's one of the biggest reasons that Interstellar disconnected for me. And I thought the characters you needed to care about in this, he did a good job of giving you a reason to care. And the rest of them had an interesting enough personality, whether it be the stoicness of Joseph Gordon-Levitt, the comedic kind of aspect to Tom Hardy's character, that you cared as well to go on that ride.
Just love Ellen Page by default.
Yeah. I want to say that, in my opinion, Tom Hardy steals the show in that movie.
Oh, so
absolutely.
Good.
Yeah.
He plays
so good.
Put him on the map.
That snarty asshole. He plays.
Calling everybody darling.
Stoic, and stoic's a great word for Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character.
Yeah,
he's so
smooth.
Where that scene where him and Ellen Page are on the staircase and they're
Mhm.
just talking and walking. It is so, and
It's
I
cool.
love that camera. I love that camera angle where it just goes up and you just see the dimension in it. It's so, and that's one thing I love about Inception opposed to all of them. Just the camera angles, like it doesn't have even when it's just them walking, him, Leo and Ellen Page walking down that bridge. Under under the street. It's so beautifully shot, and like that infinite shot where she closes the mirrors around him.
Oh, the mirror and it's so.
And do you think he was dreaming?
I actually hadn't given that one much thought. That was one of the few things I knew going into the movie was that it ended on that cliffhanger. So when I knew it was ending, I was like, oh, okay, I see where it's going now. Okay.
It's real.
My opinion changed.
When you rewatch it, when you rewatch it, give that some thought. Do you think he's actually dreaming all this?
I know my friend was because I went with a friend of mine who had also never seen it, and I know he was convinced that he was dreaming because without knowing the actual twist ending, because somehow he's gone 10 years with knowing almost nothing about this movie, so he was really getting a fresh experience with this.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so he was seeing not knowing anything that was going to happen really, and so he turned to me halfway through, and they really started talking about the depth of the dimension of dreams, and after the intro with the dream and the dream and the dream with Ken Watanabe, and he's like, "Holy shit!" He's like, "Is this all a dream? Is this all one big dream mindfuck?" And in my head, I'm like, "Oh, wait till you see the ending." And he turns to me at the end of the movie, he turns to me, looks eyes open wide, stands up. We walk out of the theater and wait till we're in the parking lot. And he turns to me and he goes, "So the movie doesn't have a fucking ending?" And I'm like, "Well, it does. It's for you to decide." And he's like,
and that's what I love about it is
he's literally like, "I fucking hate that I like that so much."
And see, that's the part of that movie I love the most is the way that you can make the ending. When I because I saw it in theaters twice and then got it for Christmas that year. My uncle bought it for me for Christmas. Actually, bought it for my ex-wife. Bought me Salt, and I didn't like Salt, and I liked Inception, and she didn't like Inception, but liked Salt. So we just kind of
that's
swapped.
Perfect, then. Sure.
But I ended up with both of them in the divorce anyways, so that's not really
So wait, hold up. She got your paycheck, and you got Salt?
No, I get her paycheck.
Oh, good job, Maddie. Good job.
She pays me.
Anything about the ending, it doesn't matter because if they're him reuniting with his kids, that's the more important thing about him not a dream of reality.
When you get out of that alien spaceship, you can talk.
Your mic had the echo again, yeah.
Anyways,
also, I just have to say, I don't know how he does it, but I respect the fact that Chris streams out of an amber streetlight.
I think it's his alien warlords, his ship.
It's Inception. We're all in his dream.
Oh shit!
Or are you in my dream?
Well, Kaiser showed up randomly, so I think we actually may be in Maddie's dream.
Yeah, probably. No, we're all in
we're in Caleb's dream.
All right. Did you have one more story?
What?
Did you have one more story, Aaron?
Oh yeah, we can move on.
Yeah, I can. Maddie,
just
you're
one
say
more.
something else.
Was there something?
Yeah. Bear, were you gonna say something?
Oh, sorry. I'm doing a little research. So Nolan's been explaining the ending in different ways and super confusing for Inception.
Oh, I love that. I like that he
changes his mind
differently every time. So, which to me, that is the I think the film, when you think about it, I think the film actually does give enough for you to go to either conclusion. So it really is just how you choose to see it.
Well, this is what he told Michael Caine, because Michael Caine was interviewed, and he's like, Michael Caine. When I got the script of Inception, I was a bit puzzled by it, and I said to Chris, I don't understand where the dream is. I said, when is it the dream and when is it the reality? And then Nolan told him, well, when you're in the scene, it's reality. So get that. If I'm in it, it's a reality. If I'm not in it, it's a dream. And then because of that, obviously Michael Caine's in the final scene, which would make it real. But then Nolan comes in and says a bunch of different things, basically trying to say,
I don't think Nolan knows
have
what
your own
the
ending.
ending
I don't
was.
think he does. 10 years later. I think he wrote it. He was confused by the ending. And he's like, you know what? This movie's good enough as it is. I explained, this is a dream. You're in a dream in a dream. We'll leave it like this.
He just rolled another blunt. Wait, he just rolled another blunt and went, fuck it. It's good.
Fine. We'll let the thing spin.
I was gonna say one of my favorite, like
It does
one of
wobble.
my favorite.
It does wobble, bitches. It does wobble.
It does.
But it doesn't.
It does. But do we know if it falls? God damn it.
We don't know.
I'm gonna watch it.
We can only go by what Michael Caine said.
I was gonna say
He's in it.
one of my favorite things about the movie, and I thought about this afterwards, I can absolutely see the influence, is apparently when he originally wrote that script first, years before, he envisioned it as a horror film. I can totally see that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially when she goes to like stab Ellen Page.
Oh well, that's specifically because it's like a loud, like ah.
Yeah, it's like ah.
It's great.
She just comes out of nowhere. It's freaky, and she's like lurking there the whole movie.
That scene where they finally get in the last dream and it's all white, like even their clothes are white, and it just the way that like the explosions pop on the white snow, it's so cool looking.
All right, so I was gonna say, if we're gonna go for 10 more minutes, I'll pitch you guys 2 stories, and then you can pick one, and then I'll read it. Do we want to talk about The Matrix 4? Or do we want to talk about Ray Fisher ruining his career?
Matrix
4.
Fair enough.
Well,
all right, so
Hugo
Weaving was doing an interview in which he was asked about his potential appearance in Matrix 4 or lack thereof. So obviously we know that Keanu Reeves as Neo is coming back and Carrie-Anne Moss as Trinity is coming back. And obviously we know about a lot of the new cast members. Neil Patrick Harris is in it. Yahya Abdul-Mateen is in it. There's more. I think there's more. I have to look it up, but I know there's a couple more they've announced. But Hugo Weaving was asked about his possible appearance in the film, and he confirmed that he will not be in the film, and he followed it by saying this. I thought we could have done my scenes in May, June, or July. I believe that was originally of this year, or next year maybe. I don't know. And talked. He said we got far enough where we talked about money and were negotiating. We were all pretty much sorted and agreed on dates. But then Lana decided she didn't think it was going to work, so she pulled the plug on the negotiations. That's where we ended. She basically didn't feel that my commitment to the National Theater, which I believe that's in reference to the fact that he'll be spending time with a theater company doing live stage shows, was going to fit with the dates that she had in mind for me to film.
And Lana Wachowski you're talking about?
Yes, the director of the film, Lana Wachowski. So essentially it seems like Lana Wachowski had set film dates in mind for him to return. And when she felt that he wouldn't be able to meet the requirement of time needed on set, they pulled the deal in the negotiations, and obviously whatever capacity of role he had in the film would have been rewritten at that point.
Which is understandable. They've got a certain amount of time, especially with COVID. COVID kind of really
time changes everything, yeah.
COVID, really fucked things up. So, they might have, if COVID hadn't happened, they might have been able to work their way around it. But
it might still be.
Well,
we don't know how long it's going to last.
I mean, they're filming now as we speak. They're filming in Russia, according to.
So the original plan, as of the quote, was to have filmed around April, May, or June of this year. They did begin production back in February and had to halt due to COVID. And Maddie is correct; they have resumed.
Nice.
So, I mean, it makes sense that she goes, "We've got this time, and this time. You've got to be here at this time and this time. It doesn't add up. Let's just." They can, write a new. They can write an upgrade to his agent if need be.
I mean, that would be...
they could always get the guy that played him in Endgame and Infinity War.
I'm assuming now. This is an assumption that it's an upgrade to the Matrix. This is because just
the Matrix.
Yeah, also, I was gonna say if we want to keep talking for a little more, I was able to find the cast of people in the film. If you want to hear some of the stars.
Yeah, we'll stay on this topic at least for 5 minutes.
So the 4 returning cast members are Keanu Reeves, Carrie-Anne Moss. We also have Jada Pinkett Smith as Niobe. She will not be in an entanglement in this film. And we also have actor Lambert Wilson returning as the Merovingian. Other new cast members confirmed: Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, Neil Patrick Harris, Jessica Henwick, Priyanka Chopra, Jonathan Groff,
Jessica Henwick, really?
Toby Unwumir, who was an actor on their show Sense8.
Yeah, I think Jonathan Groff.
Iron Fist.
Yes, Jonathan Groff is a part of the cast as well.
I'm excited about the Iron Fist too. Jessica Henwick, she's great.
Yes,
I like Gaga.
Yeah,
I'm glad he's in it.
Great.
Film.
This isn't official news, but I have heard in rumor that people believe Yahya Abdul-Mateen's character may be a young Morpheus. There's a rumor going around that apparently the film will involve some kind of timeline manipulation, whether it be time travel or something else, and that would explain
Dr. Manhattan. So
and that would explain how Carrie-Anne Moss is back in the film. Considering spoiler, she was killed in the third one, and potentially that would explain away why Lawrence Fishburne isn't here, and Yahya Mateen would be playing his Morpheus role.
Right. Maybe because
they don't call him Morpheus for nothing. He morphs.
True. Maybe because Yahya and Jonathan Groff is in it, maybe we'll get a musical number.
I'd love that.
Maybe. I'd like that.
And Neil Patrick Harris.
They reprise the characters from Greatest Showman and Hamilton.
And Chris, you had said something too, right?
Jonathan, it's interesting. I'm looking at the cast list, and Jonathan Groff is actually listed second on IMDb.
Yeah, but IMDb.
I don't know why, but that's interesting. And then Yahya is fourth, and Neil Patrick Harris is fifth. So that's it.
Don't they go by like how big of an actor they are, like currently? So like you could have like when Interstellar came out. Spoiler warning to those who haven't seen it. When Matt Damon was in it, I wonder if he's one of the first few.
So I'll give you a comparison. When Justice League was still quote unquote in development, Jesse Eisenberg was one of like the first two that's on the list, and he's not even in the movie. Or he's in the movie, but like in the post-credit scene. He's not a part of the movie.
It's part of the story.
But he might be now. Who knows? Release the Snyder Cut, everybody. We're doing it. We're going to get a Justice League flag to go behind us.
I mean, we also got.
You promised me you would watch the first episode.
See, I hate calling it first episode. Because it's a movie.
All right, hold on. You two can bicker in a second. I think Chris has tried about 4 times now to say something. Go ahead, Chris.
I like it. We forgot to talk about. We also got to finally the release date for Mandalorian season 2.
I blame you for that, Aaron. Oh, we did get a release date for Mandalorian season 2. Yes, they said October.
They did. They had to cover up the John Boyega thing or try to take light away from his interviews, so we got the release date. So that's good.
Oh, so they like silencing black voices. That's terrible. Why would they do that?
I can't believe you guys said that. On that note, maybe we need to close.
They shouldn't be doing that.
Hold on. Before we close, I looked up Interstellar on IMDb. Matt Damon is not near the top of that list, although, if I remember correctly, I don't even know if he was actually credited. He may have gone uncredited in the film. But do you want to hear the order these actors are listed in? Because this is really weird.
It is weird. Yeah, IMDb is very weird.
Here, okay, so, and this is like years after the film came out. So the first actor credited is Ellen Burstyn, who's in about 5 minutes, if that. Then McConaughey, then Mackenzie Foy, who played the daughter at the youngest age, then John Lithgow, then Timothy Chalamet, who, if anyone forgets that Timothy Chalamet is in Interstellar, he is.
I forgot John was in it.
Yeah, he's younger Casey Affleck.
Oh,
Casey Affleck was in it.
I forgot Casey Affleck was in it too.
So then David Oyelowo was credited. He's in it for all of 2 minutes.
What's the guy from Ghost Rider?
Which one?
The one that sucks.
They both suck.
Hold up, I'm getting there. Hold on, I'm getting there. So then Bill Irwin, then Anne Hathaway, then Wes Bentley.
Wes Bentley's the worst in Ghost Rider.
Then Michael Caine, then David Gyasi, however you say that.
David Gyasi.
Jesus. Hold on. So, yeah, this movie's so out of whack. So all these people are listed. I have to go into the second full page of actors to start getting to actors that are in the movie longer than some of these. Like there's Casey Affleck, there's Jessica Chastain, there's Topher Grace, there's Matt Damon. Found him.
Michael
Caine was on the first one.
Michael Caine was in the first page.
There's only two things in this world that I cannot tolerate: people who are intolerant of other people's cultures, and the Dutch.
I love him in Goldmember. Okay, real quick, everybody's thoughts on Batman getting COVID.
Yeah.
Gotta have to talk about that at least for a second.
No, you're right. I totally forgot about it because you had said wait till I'm there to talk about it.
Okay, is that defined irony that Batman got the bat flu?
Comes full circle. And there were bats in Mulan too.
I don't know. I still haven't seen
we're watching this movie at home.
I still haven't seen Mulan. Jacob won't pay the $30 for it.
I was gonna say shit. If anybody wants my Disney Plus login for a day, once I have it.
Mulan?
Good. Not you, not the people viewing, just the people I trust. Sorry, don't mean that in any way.
I do
trust us.
If you buy, yes, I want to have this for the day.
Aaron, if you somehow get in a car accident or whatever, I want your credit card.
Matt, I don't like that you said that. I've been hit twice this year alone. I don't like that you said that.
I think Aaron should just out of goodwill Venmo me $100.
Right.
Out of goodwill. Maybe when my job schedules me, I'll send you some money.
I wish you. I know I'm kidding, guys.
Right, but no.
Yeah, I don't have Venmo. Good luck with that.
I mean, I'm not waiting here for next week just to get here, just to get the Doom trailer instead of just giving me a commercial.
My God. Okay, does he sound like a robot to anybody else?
He sounds like he's talking into a toilet.
Hello, can you hear me?
Camera, that might help.
Hello.
No, it sounds like you're talking into a toilet.
Chris, honestly, I think what it is it sounds like your computer is picking you up, not your headset. Does your headset have a mic on it?
It sounds like the wire is damaged.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
It's okay.
Hear you, but we're ending the show in 2 minutes anyways, right? So.
Yeah. I was just joking that.
Maddie
It
gave
sounds
that
like a
shrug.
wire.
Maddie gave that shrug he gives when we end up going for another hour, just like, yeah.
Whatever. It is what it is. I don't know why, but I expect there to be a knock at the door eventually. Dad, I'm scared.
Nice job, Jacob.
I'm always scared.
We'll make a joke saying that.
I mean, Jacob may not be wrong. Chris, do you want to meet Zoltan?
No. What do you guys think about Ray Fisher's situation?
Yeah. So, okay, if we want to talk about it real quick before we go, look, what I will say is, obviously, until any official information has. Okay, wow, there's a crazy echo. Is that just me?
That's Chris.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris, thank you. Okay. Obviously, any potential incident that may have happened that pushes any boundaries, if there is an incident and there is viable proof that it happened, then I would hope the correct people get taken care of in the manner they should. Right. That being said, Ray Fisher is not helping himself. And now this is turned into a pissing contest. Like, the last updates were Warner Brothers came out and said, like, yeah, well, we tried to reach out to him with an investigator, and apparently he didn't contact the investigator, like, he didn't make the attempt, and then he came back saying, like, oh, well, I did talk to the investigator, but I hung up early because the investigator was clearly sent by Warner Brothers Pictures and not Warner Media. And it's like this whole thing where it's like, dude, if something happened to you, I would like to see it resolved correctly, but you're not helping yourself. And then, like, the other thing was, he tried saying that apparently Walter Hamada reached out to him and tried to tell him to shift the blame more onto John Berg and himself and take some of it off of Jeff Johns specifically. And then again, it's the he said, she said of Warner Brothers came out and they were like, Walter Hamada has not spoken to him about any of the events that happened on the Justice League set. Walter Hamada wasn't in charge when that movie got filmed.
Right.
And so it is, again, any misconduct that may have happened, I do not support. It's just this is turning into a really public pissing contest, and no one looks good for it.
It's almost a non-story right now.
Warner Brothers looks as bad as him.
Yeah. I'm an innocent until proven guilty guy.
Being shared.
And there's always three sides to every story. You know, your side, my side, and the truth, which is a combination of both. So why not, you know, if it's going to come out that you're going to look bad in the instance as well, you just, if you're going to call foul, you got to fucking man up.
Yeah.
I mean, the truth is that Luke Skywalker stood over him with a lightsaber for 1 second and then was going to turn it off, and then the whole entire sequel trilogy started. So,
yeah. But no, I'm an innocent until proven guilty type of guy. I mean, and it goes for everybody.
Chris, put it in the private chat. Why don't we drop Chris out for now and Chris jump into the chat so it's easier to see what you're saying? Just because your echo is really bad and it's really hard to understand.
It's okay. We were wrapping up anyway.
Yeah, we're going to wrap up here in a few minutes anyway. So, Chris, we're going to drop you out. Jump in the chat just so it's easier to understand.
Right.
And actually, what he did send it to our private chat. What he said is absolutely correct. None of the other and that's one of the things that, like, it makes me really wonder what's happening, because he's correct. Yeah. None of the other cast members have come out and said anything. Like, no one is going out publicly and trying to back him up. But
nobody's saying otherwise either.
I think the cast members are doing what he should be doing, and that's keeping quiet if anything happened. If there really were investigators sent by Warner Brothers, they're sent by Warner Brothers, but Warner Brothers can afford the best investigators out there. Ray Fisher cannot. And I mean, this is a real sticky situation. I want him to be wrong ultimately, because I don't want to, see another Hollywood director being abusive towards people and whatnot. I don't want that to happen. So, I mean, it would make me go, well, I don't like you, Ray Fisher, because you're lying. But I guess the things that happened wouldn't be as bad if he was lying about it than if he was actually telling the truth. Because if he's telling the truth and it comes out and it's like, yeah, this is everything that happened, and then
he's telling the truth for him.
Yeah.
Okay,
then
so I'll read this just to give you an idea. So this was the latest development in it after after Warner Brothers said he was making no attempt to really work with the investigator. So he tweeted this out. He said, thank you for all, this is to like his followers. Thank you for all the support, for seeing through Warner Brothers Pictures' desperate and scattershot attempt to discredit me and to continue protecting those in power. I met with the investigator via Zoom on August 26th. Below is an email I sent to my team and SAG immediately after. And he put a screenshot of the email. Let me see if I can pull up the full thing.
Yeah, I was about to say, is it actually legible, or is it kind of?
No, it's a screenshot. So he says, "Hey crew, just got off the line with the investigator. Had to end the interview early with him before going into detail. He's definitely been put on the case by Warner Brothers Pictures, not Warner Media. His findings will go directly and solely to Warner Brothers Pictures Legal. He also had another person on the line as a witness, which we weren't made aware of. I told him I needed to have a rep on the line as security for myself. He tried to keep me on the line, but I told him I would need to consult with my team before proceeding. Can we jump on a call to discuss soon, Ray?" And it was then followed up by another tweet where he said, "It's also worth noting that I made it clear to the world on August 21st that I would be vetting the investigator to ensure a fair and protected process for all witnesses. At Warner Brothers Pictures has escalated this to an entirely different level, but I'm ready to meet the challenge, accountability over entertainment." Which is something he's maintained. And the thing is, like, look, again, if any misconduct happened, I want to see it I want to see it handle justice. But the problem is, no one is going to want to work with him because he is putting his foot in his mouth every step of the way, and he is airing this far more publicly than I think it needs to be. Because again, I honestly believe that if what he is saying was truly even happened or was as bad as he is desperately making it out to be,
or
I think he
even
would have
not
had people.
not quite as bad. I mean, at the same time, I mean, you know, even if it wasn't quite as bad, if it was bad enough in his own head that it was something, then he needs to keep his, you know, yes, push the envelope, but not, you know,
don't bust the whole letter open.
Exactly. Well, and Chris says in our chat, you know, if it was true, Ben Affleck wouldn't have come back. It felt weird. We don't know what was shown on set. This could have been behind closed doors. You never know. I mean,
like
Ben Affleck could have shot his stuff and gone to his trailer.
Right. Because I mean, if this happened like on set with other people, let's say Ben Affleck wasn't around or whatever that day, you know, odds are Gal Gadot would be around and whatnot. So if they were being abusive towards other castmates as well, we live in a time where people come out and say things like, you know, we live in a time where if you do something wrong, whether it happened just that at that moment or in the past, people are going to come out at you. Because we already know there were things coming out about Joss Whedon. So, you know, like how, like there were rumors about how he was like treating his wife or whatever. So if he actually was doing something, if it was on set, maybe he did it. Maybe the abusive stuff was to Ray Fisher, like, you know, private, let's say in his trailer, you know, hotel, whatever. You know, like Gal Gadot would have came out and said something. Henry Cavill, if he was around at that time, would have came out and said something. Ezra Miller would have came out and said something.
And even then,
no one did.
Like I feel like
lady puncher.
yeah.
My biggest problem with it is, like, again, and I continue to say this because I'm absolutely someone who supports if an injustice has happened in any form of way, there needs to be a reprimand for it. If what he is saying or suggesting is true, then yes, there needs to be the investigation and it needs to be handled. But the fact of the matter is you are handling it in a publicly way where you are trying to throw weight around that he doesn't have yet. Like, to publicly put out that you sent an email where you are making the assumption that the person that was sent to investigate it was from Warner Brother Pictures and not specifically Warner Media, and that this won't be handled correctly because of that. And now you are airing that publicly. No studio is going to want to work with you because God forbid anything goes wrong. And there's no confidentiality about it. And that's the thing is, like, these things need to be handled, but there also needs to be a certain level of professionalism that Ray Fisher is not showing.
Yeah, and he seems like somebody who would come out and speak up if something bad was going on. If all this stuff was going on, why did he not come out during the filming of Justice League when Joss Whedon was a part of it? Why did he wait until the Snyder Cut was...
It may have been legally held to an NDA.
But I was just about to say, there's three things that
I don't think he would. If there's like abuse and whatnot on set, why would you sign an NDA being like, I'm not going to talk about this?
Well, they sign NDAs beforehand saying, like, you can't open, and I think that's a general thing with film. Like, sometimes they'll sign NDAs where they'll say, like, you can't discuss what happens on set. Because even, like, Fantastic Four, Josh Trank has talked about where, like, he signed NDAs. And that's why, like, before during the movie's release, all he said was he sent out a tweet right before the movie came out saying, like, this is not my vision. And that's all he could say. And he didn't talk about it until well after because of legal NDAs.
And I signed up to be an extra in a movie and had to go down and so forth. And before you step on set, you have to sign an NDA. And it is thick. I mean, it is airtight.
Yeah.
And you can talk about anything you've seen. You can't.
I don't know.
You can't even have your phone out. God forbid you find out that something.
But
and there's so Chris, he was promoting Snyder Cut because that's something that he's going to be more predominant in.
But accountability over entertainment, right? I mean, if that's what he truly believes, then he would have came out at that time. Now, I'm not saying that he's lying about it, but if you know, if he truly believed accountability over entertainment, like, and he had that full thing going on, you know, he would have said, screw the NDA, I'm going to do it right and speak out if there's abuse. Now, Like,
Hey, guys.
maybe it happened to just him, but
we're gonna sign off here. We'll see you next week for next week's show.
Yeah,
definitely. We'll
thanks
probably
for
take
having us.
later, brother.
We're going to
See ya.
sign off shortly anyways. So
Yeah, we'll
yeah, I mean,
finish up. I
Yeah.
mean, it sucks because if I'm being honest, like as someone who wasn't really a fan of Justice League and isn't enthused to see the Snyder Cut, or I guess, I mean, I'm definitely going to watch it, but like as someone who wasn't enthused at the idea behind it coming to fruition, I actually thought Ray Fisher was one of the stronger things in Justice League. I actually thought
he was good in it.
And so it's like, for me, it's like, and I haven't seen it, but I've heard he was at least decent in the third season of True Detective alongside Mahershala Ali.
I haven't seen.
I forgot he was even in it.
Yeah, that's the third. That's the only other thing he's done, and that's my problem. Is
and he was really big on Broadway. Like that's where
he
they
was. He
found
was a
him.
stage actor. Yes.
Yeah.
I think he played Ali on stage. That's where they found him. Was Ali.
Right. I don't know. I think, because like I said, at the end of the day, if something happened, I want the people that did the wrong thing to get in trouble. However, I don't know. I'm an innocent until proven guilty guy. So just looking at what the evidence is and looking at everything, because he's saying accountability over entertainment. He's been saying that a lot. Like I said, he hasn't done a lot in Hollywood. He could probably get back on Broadway. If something happened that was bad, he should have came out when it happened, if he's going to do the whole accountability over entertainment. Now, I don't know, maybe he heard about it from people and he really trusts them, and then he was like, okay, now I'm going to go out. Maybe that was the case, but
maybe he had to wait for the NDA to clear too. Maybe
that's what I'm saying. Like,
but accountability over entertainment,
Yeah,
if
but
NDA shouldn't matter.
Yeah, but the problem is, I mean, you're right. The problem, though, is there's legal ramifications. Like, depending on how seal tight your NDA is, like, you could be looking at, like, legitimate criminal sentences for breaking NDA. Not sentences necessarily, but, like fines or a legal boundary with issue.
To answer...
go ahead. Sorry.
To answer Chris's question, has Joss Whedon never been accused of anything before? Not publicly.
Yeah. His wife came out. His ex-wife.
He's had issues in his personal life, but there's never been an issue like this with an on-set experience. Yes.
Yeah, this is the first
Nothing that's come out. Actually, Nathan Fillion's come out and said that he's worked with Joss Whedon multiple times. The woman from what's her name? Marina Baccarin, I believe is how you say her name. From Firefly and Deadpool, she said he was fantastic. Everybody he's worked with has said that it's the total opposite. So maybe he had stuff personally going on that it could have happened. So we don't know.
It could have been that. It could have been, like when he got hired, Warner Brothers was like, look, you got to get it done by this time or release it in November. We don't care. And maybe he's like, well, I need time. And like, we don't care. You're going to get this. And then he's pissed from that. And then maybe he, was, so pissed. He actually took it on set.
The way I put it right now is shit runs downhill.
Right. But I mean, like I said, I want whoever, if this actually happened, then yeah, I want Joss Whedon in trouble, Jeff Johns in trouble, which I've never heard anything about Jeff Johns either. He seemed like a good guy. Maybe he's not, but I want him, I want him to get in trouble. I want all of them to get in trouble if they actually did it. However, if Ray Fisher's lying, then I don't want him to, he shouldn't be in Justice League, and he wouldn't be.
And the thing is, like, I think no matter what the truth turns out to be, I don't think Ray Fisher is explicitly lying. I just think it's a matter of what was the situation and to what length did it affect it. Because in a different interview, John Berg, who was one of the guys who got called out by Ray Fisher, said that the only major incident that he had with Fisher was, and I forget the exact thing, but they wanted Fisher to say a catchphrase that was used by the character in the Teen Titans show and in the comics. And I guess Fisher didn't fly with Fisher because he didn't feel that the character, the version of in the movie, would say something like that because he was a more serious character. And so it's like
he actually says it, which is funny. He actually says it at the end of the movie. It was
right, and he did. Booyah! That's what it is. Thank you.
It's like,
Booyah!
I mean, look, I understand we're going for a more realistic thing, but I mean, if it's it's not like something that is super important to the character, but if it's one of his catchphrases, if it's not like "Gee Willikers, guys, we sure took down that guy," then it'd be fine.
Waffles.
But booyah! It's just booyah. It's
and in the video games and in the comic books, he fucking says it all the time.
Right, and so that's where the interesting bit lies, is like, because that's the other thing is Ray Fisher has not brought any specifics. Now I'm sure because there's a legal investigation happening, he is now bound by another NDA, but there has
Probably
been no
than the last one.
Kidding. Right? I wonder where they forgot the page of "Don't use your Twitter anymore." But
don't we have somebody in political office that probably should follow that same suit? Stay off of Twitter. I mean, just saying.
Yeah, but I mean, all bets are off, right? We'd have to send that through Congress first to get it approved, and good luck.
Yeah, just like the second round of stimulus checks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And so, it's one of those things where, like, look, everyone who seems to be involved before this seems to have a good reputation. Even Ray Fisher, like I saw him on like a podcast here or there when he was promoting the film. He was like going to smaller internet podcasts and promoting there because he's not as big a star, so he would go do stuff like that. And he seemed like a stand-up good dude. Like, I don't think anyone here has any true bad will or intent. It's just clearly there was disagreements.
Yeah.
And it's just to the extent of how far did the incidents go, or was it an issue of there were smaller recurring incidents and clearly some people took it more personally than others, right? Because that's what we heard about in the Fantastic Four set. When people now talk about the issues that happened on the Fantastic Four set, none of them actually seem like that big of an issue, but tension built high enough to the fact that a fist fight broke out at one point.
Right.
And so it's like sometimes smaller things can lead to bigger things.
Oh yeah.
And so I think it's just this wouldn't be a continuous story if he didn't keep making it public. And that's what I think the problem is. This, like, every time Johnny Depp or Amber Heard resurfaces, there's a lot more information, or there is a specific accusation that will later be proven correct or incorrect to go with it. This is spurring up every couple of weeks because he keeps tweeting out vague, "I'm gonna get you" tweets.
Right.
And that's the biggest problem.
And that actually answered Chris's question, why bring it up now and not back then? Because right now it's just stirring up more shit. This would have fallen off of the rails already. This would have fallen to like the back page of the news already. Yeah. But he keeps dropping, like Aaron said, he keeps dropping those tweets like, "Oh, here's a little bit more. I'm going to add a little bit more," kind of like that. The meme or the message of the guy doing this with the salt.
The salt,
the salt guy. That's the same idea. That's all he's doing is he's going to add a little bit more salt to this.
He's salting this filet weedon.
He's staying in the limelight. That's all he's doing. And unfortunately, his star is starting to diminish, and the more shit he stirs up, the brighter it is.
Yeah. Now, because Warner Brothers came out and said that, we tried to cooperate with investigators, whatnot, if that wasn't the case and if all this was happening, I can understand him going and tweeting about what he did. But really, besides that, if they're not bringing you up, once you laid everything out, let all this stuff happen behind the scenes. Let them do their investigations. If you have to go to court, yada, yada, yada. And then...
be adults about it. Be a fucking adult.
Because it's honestly getting annoying at this point. And like I said,
smear campaign. It's being a smear campaign.
Yeah, and it's like,
which is
if he's telling the truth, then
it's like and again, I absolutely believe that this is only coming up because they probably had NDAs that cleared, and now he can really go clearly the way he wanted to go at this. But it's incredibly funny to me that this is the time that he chooses to act this way about this movie, a movie of which he is getting to be a part of a recut that will play more in his favor, that the company he is going after did not have to make or release. And again, that's not clearing fault for any bad thing that may have happened. It's crazy to me that and the thing is, like,
what shocks me even more is that with this coming out, gave him more of an opportunity to come back and draw another paycheck. Because, like if you look at their slate of movies, there's still a Cyborg movie out there. Cyborg was supposed to be heavily featured in Flashpoint. Bro, there's another paycheck. That could spin off into his own movie or an HBO Max show or something. And it keeps bringing this shit up. DC's going to go sit on it.
Yeah. Well, didn't they tried to approach him even after all this is going on about Flashpoint?
Yeah, and he said he was still game.
Like, I mean, if I was him, I wouldn't tweet about it anymore.
No,
let everything happen behind the scenes, and then once it's all taken care of, then get back to doing whatever you're doing. Like I said, I'm not going to be like, oh, I assume he's telling the truth, or oh, I assume he's lying. I'm in the middle of it, no matter what. I'm not on his side. I'm not on Warner Brothers' side. I'm in the middle. I want to see evidence. I want to see how it all plays out, because I could be like, oh, I'm on this person's side, or I'm on the company's side, or whatever, and then I could be, it could come out where it's like, oh, Ray Fisher was telling the truth. Here's actually all the stuff that was happening, or oh, he was lying. We did investigations. We interviewed everybody that was on set involved, and nobody's saying anything about this even happening. And, we just haven't seen enough evidence that would suggest that maybe they would even do anything like that.
Yeah,
but,
so we just have to
so I'm in the middle. And Ray Fisher will probably hate us now because we're not on his side. Subrath is probably pissed at me, but whatever.
Yep. Subrath's gonna try and kick us off the channel. Next week after dark, we'll be on the Big Little Warrior YouTube channel. Find us there.
Now I own this channel, boy. It's mine.
I remember the days when we uploaded when it was still Matt's face on the YouTube link. Like, we didn't have a logo, we had Matt's face.
I'm going to make an executive order right now. My face will be the picture for now on. And the background will have my face.
It's already Twitch.
True. Yeah, the Twitch account has my face.
Is that you in the Twitch picture? I couldn't.
Yeah, my face was photoshopped on Skip Bayless.
Oh, God.
So.
And on that note, before we catch ourselves a lawsuit.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to talk about Tenet next week because I haven't gotten there yet.
I don't know when I'm seeing it, to be honest.
Is Arizona open?
No. Yes, some theaters are, but not all of them. But I'm going to watch Tenet somehow.
Hold up. You live in Arizona, right? I didn't get that wrong. Cool. I said it with such confidence and then questioned it immediately.
No, yeah, we're in Arizona. You said it. Yeah, I was impressed that you actually said it.
Yeah, because I said it and then I was like, wait, shit. Or is he in Nevada? Is in one of them?
I might try to get my brother to go see Tenet with me. I don't know. Anyway, if not, I might wait a week or two.
I'm gonna watch Tenet sometime probably this week.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna go with my dad, but
I'm not gonna
happen. I guess.
Here's what I'll say. The movie, because Chris has already seen it, but we made the decision not to talk about it. Chris says it's worth it. Here's what I will say: if you were seeing rising numbers and a lack of responsible social distancing in your area, please do not risk it. No movie is worth it. Right. I don't care how good it is. But if you're able to responsibly go see.
Now, I will say
a lot, Matt, not Disney Star Wars.
I include Disney Star Wars outside of Rise of Skywalker, but I would risk my life for Last Jedi. Not many people would, but I would. I love that.
Bro, saying you like a movie is risking your life.
I love it. I love it so much.
Oh,
love
I'm
it.
off camera
now. The thing I'll give theaters that I've been to anyway credit. And I mean they've been doing it like everywhere too. If it's not like assigned seating, is they have every other row blocked off.
Yes.
And everybody has to wear a mask now. When you get in the theater, you can take it off, but you're not around anybody at that point. I keep mine on because you have the air, circulation or whatever. You never know. Somebody could cough. Their corona could get up in the thing and it spreads everywhere. So I wear my mask. But I haven't had any issues. They've been handling it really well. And we're not at a point where a lot of people are rushing out because, there's some people that just don't want to risk it. And they're like, I'll watch this movie on DVD. And some people don't even think movies are even coming out. Some people think it's still classic movies playing in theaters.
I still want to still looking.
I met I ran into like 10 people today that were like, well, I want to go to a theater, but they're only playing like the Goonies and Grease and whatnot. And I was like, oh no.
Go see the Goonies in theaters.
Yeah, I had a good time seeing Goonies in theaters. That was my first time back. It was like a month or two ago.
Goonies and Grease in theaters. Goonies and Grease would be great.
I didn't see Grease in theaters, but I did see Goonies. Loved it.
Wonderful. I almost went to see Grease at a drive-in.
I just didn't have time to see it.
Grease
drive-in would be great too.
Fun.
That would be fun.
We have a drive-in that's about 30-40 minutes from where I live. It's actually in downtown Phoenix, which is even funnier. But they've been open the whole time.
Huh.
Yeah.
There you go.
But it's Arizona, so it's hot as hell. Right. And you guys stay in your car. Like, I don't want to turn on my car and run the AC for like 3 hours.
Right. Well, okay, so if I don't go see Tenet this upcoming weekend, I'm definitely seeing it the following weekend because I'm going to be out of town and I'm doing a little staycation. I got a hotel, so there's a movie theater pretty close to the hotel, so I'm just going to, get a, hotel and then go see Tenet and Bill and Ted because I haven't seen Bill and Ted in theaters and I don't really want to watch it, at home. I'd rather see it in theaters if I have the chance. So,
and I'm not going to spoil anything. If you like the first one and the second one, you'll like 3.
Yeah, I like the first one a lot. The second one I think is good, but not anywhere close to the first one.
I think
it's not bad.
You should be fine with 3 then.
Yeah, because my parents saw it and they were like, it was okay. Like that's kind of how they felt with the second one. Like the second one's okay, and then this one they're like, it's okay, it's not bad. Keanu
and the other guy look like they fall right into those roles perfectly.
Right. Well, I heard some people say that Keanu almost doesn't have the ability to pull that voice off anymore.
You can hear it. He's kind of
okay.
You know how high pitch and wee he kind of is.
Yeah.
It's definitely aged out.
Yeah.
And you hear him kind of struggle from time to time about it, but then when he just goes fuck it and just goes, it's so cool because the original one. Okay, a little bit of a spoiler here. In the original ones, they don't really run into each other like themselves.
Yeah.
In this one, they go after themselves, so it's even funnier because you see each themselves throughout time. So it's actually really funny. Like, oh, I want to say this. It's not really a spoiler because you see it briefly in the trailer. But
I know what you're talking about.
One of the future selves they see, they're actually British. Like they've been.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
No, the only thing I saw was the jail one.
Keanu trying to pull off a British accent is so funny.
Didn't he already do it once in Dracula?
Yeah. You get to go back to that again. That's wonderful. No, I'll see it at some point.
It's worth it. Would I rather pay to have seen it in theaters? Yeah.
Right.
But am I glad that Caleb found this website that plays movies? Sure.
I mean, you could have asked me. And wait, what was that? I don't know.
And on that note.
And on that note, we almost went the hour like we talked about.
True. Yeah.
But yes, again, ladies and gentlemen, somebody forgot to post something in the description like I asked, but that's okay.
We got started last minute. That's my bad.
You're good. No worries. I can one of us can add it to the chat. In the Facebook group, I'm going to be posting links to the fundraisers that we're helping with. Elizabeth is a child. She has spent the last 5 days in the hospital getting round-the-clock treatment for cancer, chemo. There's a link to her mom's Cash App, what have you, all of that, as well as her personal Amazon wish list. If you can help, please do. If not, it's understandable. Please like and share, subscribe. Next week, we can guarantee that we will have Mr. JTE. Wait, can you repeat the question? The comment? Yes, we will have JTE joining us one more time. Repeat the comment. We will have JTE joining us. Yes, I am playing that card. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You can find Aaron on Twitter at Aaron Canole. I remember that.
You got half of that right.
I know I did. I tried. Barry,
it's on Instagram. Close enough. You'll find it.
Barry, you can find here. Chris is all over the fan leagues. Tomorrow night we should be back for Movie Mania if my internet holds up. If not, you won't hear from me. And I will get on my phone that only has a rear-facing camera, so I can't do everything from there. And go. Sorry, guys. Monday night, Suplex City will be doing a special recap of tonight's All Out, and I will be finally doing our review of the WWE Thunderdome. Caleb and I got home late Monday, so we couldn't get in, so we sat here in the green room and watched it on TV. So this week being Memorial Weekend, we ain't going Labor Day Monday, we ain't doing shit.
Yeah. I might go see Words on a Bathroom Wall, which is a movie I never heard of until I was looking up showtimes.
It's like a romance. It's a romance movie with Charlie Heaton from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Really?
No, I was joking around with some of the people at the theater because I used to work there, and I was like, yeah, this is probably a sequel to the Fault in Our Stars, but she imagined Ansel Elgort the whole entire time.
Didn't he die?
Yeah, no, it's all in her imagination, kind of like the one she did last year.
I was about to say,
she's like out on a boat or whatever.
Adrift. Actually, Adrift was pretty good.
I liked it. I liked it. Surprised that there was nudity in it because it was PG-13.
I had to watch it twice because the first time I was like, well, this fucking sucked. Like,
oh, that was what the fucking bug? Okay, yeah.
What movie?
Drift.
Drift. It's, oh god, the chick from Divergent.
Shailene Woodley.
Shailene Woodley, yeah.
And 4. The guy, Theo Rossi or Theo something.
Okay.
About,
Isn't that him?
4 from Divergent?
Yes.
Oh, Theo something. I don't know. It's like a plank of wood.
Yeah.
Oh,
Theo Rossi's not it.
It's Sam Claflin. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was trying to think.
No, he's in Hunger Games.
Yeah, he's in the second, third, and fourth.
Yeah, he plays. Who's he playing? Hold on.
Oh, that movie sucked.
He plays Finnick. Finnick.
Yeah,
Finnick. There you go. But anyways, Shailene Woodley and him are out on this boat. Like they're supposed to go from like one part of the ocean to the other.
Oh, I remember seeing a trailer for this. Okay, yeah.
It's actually a pretty cool movie. The twist in the end is he's actually dead. Like in this
spoilers,
big
by the way.
Yeah, spoilers. Spoilers for a movie that came out in 2018. Basically, there's this big wreck, and he dies, and like she's imagining helping him. But she's like concussed and shit. So like this whole time, she's like supposedly like saving him, but she's not.
Man, Sam Claflin finds his way into the weirdest of movies.
Well, he played a paraplegic in another movie with.
That's the one I was going to bring up. Me Before You with Emilia Clarke.
Which pissed people off.
Which I saw a YouTuber did a review on it, and ever since that video where they were making jokes, she's continuously called the movie Wheelchair Suicide, which I feel like encapsulates what that movie is.
Right. Yeah, people are pissed about how that happened.
Speaking of a wheelchair movie like that, Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart did one called The Upside.
Yeah. The Upside,
yeah. Great. Like, I love the part where they get stoned at the party and they're just fucking.
When people are pissed that Bryan Cranston played the the guy in the wheelchair,
paraplegic.
And you're like, what were you expecting? Do you want them?
Yeah, Chris.
Like, what's a movie supposed to be? A movie is supposed to have actors in it, and their job is to act.
Gremlins Productions?
It's so to add context, does anyone here know Nostalgia Critic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sadly.
He's a friend of the actual real life people behind Nostalgia Critic. The guy's name is I believe his name is Brad Jones, and he has a YouTube channel in which his main two topics are doing modern reviews of modern theatrical releases, like from his car the moment they leave the theater, and he also does like film scripted like character reviews of B movies and pornos.
Okay, I think I'm gonna have to check that out.
But that is the name of the channel. Yeah, I've been watching them for years. He's friends with the brothers that are behind Nostalgia Critic.
Okay.
And so he's been and he's worked with him a couple of times. I think he actually lives near him now.
Wait, is this the
bald dude
team and they get in like the car afterward, or is that a different group?
The what?
Like, because Chris said his wife was the one who makes the joke. Is that? Are they?
He's got a wife. Yeah.
And like they do their reviews like right outside in their car.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never dived into their stuff, but I've seen a couple here and there, and they were actually pretty funny.
No, they're. I think they're funny, and also I don't know if they were like all necessarily like film enthusiast or film critic types, but they've been doing it for like 10 years. So they actually have like good opinion by this point. They kind of formed it over time. I think it's entertaining,
And see, I don't watch. Yeah, I agree. I don't watch movie critics for what they say. I'm going to watch it and see what I think anyway.
It's entertaining.
But I watch them like because it's entertaining. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Screw it. We said we were going to go 3 hours, but apparently we did.
Close.
Yeah. I'm going to try and get some sleep because I expect to knock at the door sometime tonight. Daddy, I couldn't do it. I'm scared or something. So I will see everybody tomorrow. I'm checking out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Yep, true.